Welcome to this week's episode of Campbell and Jones Meet the Monsters, the show where we chart the cinematic legacy of the classic monsters. I'm John Campbell. With me, as always, Brendan Jones.
Mr. Campbell, you know what I was thinking the other day?
Yes, you were pondering?
I was pondering and looking out over the river, as I often do.
Yep.
The majestic Willamette. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking to myself, there's been a lot of jonesing in your life. Mm-hmm. But the flip isn't true. There's not enough Campbelling in mine. So I said, could you look down deep in your heart and somehow could you double the Campbell in my day?
We've had both Joneses on the show before.
Oh, yes.
And now we're having both Campbells on the show.
Woo! A double down.
Yeah. What we've got to do is have an episode with both of them at some point, which I think would be very interesting.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah. I don't know what movie that would...
Bro and sis.
Yeah. Because, yes, our guest for this episode is my sister, Kinsey Campbell.
Hello.
Yeah.
That's applause.
Nice to be here.
And her cats that will make appearances, I guarantee.
Well, that's also something that's a Campbell trait.
Yeah.
Because I've seen plenty of Columbo on our podcast as well.
Well, and as you know, Kinsey has twin cats named Wanda and Pietro.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
I've never met them.
Yeah.
But Wanda and Pietro, are they also tuxedos like Columbo?
Yes.
But they're inverse.
Except they're
inverse. One is
Wanda's
more black
more
than white. One is more white than black. They're pretty cool.
Which I think you may have misnamed simply because famously Quicksilver has white hair and is much more associated with it. And Wanda has been known to go dark with her magic. I think perhaps switching to the...
Yeah.
Except the genders don't work out.
Your cats either.
Yeah,
the genders didn't work for that, unfortunately.
Okay, that's all right.
I keep trying to get her to get a third cat and name it Polaris, though.
Yeah.
A green cat.
Yeah, find it. You're gonna have to dye that cat green. Is the problem?
Gonna have to dye.
I don't think that would go over well.
No, the animal rights people have a problem.
They enjoy anything that's bath-like.
Oh, famously.
Oh yeah, they love it.
Kinsey's here because this is continuing our analysis,
our punishment.
Yeah, of the Twilight Saga, as it is referred to. And we are continuing to have people on who were swept up in the fandom of this at the time. So we had Elliot on our first episode. We had Olivia on our second. Now Kinsey is here. And I will say, Kinsey, Elliot and Olivia are jealous that you got to do what they consider, and what seems to be most fans consider, the best of the Twilights.
This one's considered the best?
Kinsey, is that, am I correct? And that was what Olivia said. Olivia actually said after we did she may have said it on mic. I don't know, because who knows? But I don't know what's on mic anymore at all. I'm completely lost. But
that's all right.
But she was like, "Oh, I made a mistake. I thought New Moon was Eclipse because Eclipse is the good one." And so this is considered the strongest of the bunch.
Oh no!
Yeah. Absolutely, it is.
Yeah, and actually, I do think it's the best of the bunch. It's still, I did not enjoy it at all.
I think for me, I can look at the film and say this is probably the best made so far.
It's definitely the best made. This is the best director. This is the best director they've got. And that shows in a couple places.
And it has some strong beats. I'm not saying there aren't moments I was like, I like that moment, but they're few and far between.
Oh, no, agreed.
So I can kind of say, best of the series
by
so
Twilight
far.
standards.
By Twilight standards.
Yeah.
However, what I'm looking at, and curse me for paying attention, is when you connect them, when you're looking at I know it wasn't meant to be a trilogy, that it's actually... well,
it's 4 books, 5 movies.
4 books, 5 films. I don't know what you'd call that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But I look at that and I say, how's the story going?
Oh, not
There's
great.
Nothing here. So there's this cumulative anger in me, which I'm actually even more pissed off at this movie than the ones before, simply because, not because it's the worst, but just because it's the same.
Yeah.
And that's making me really angry. This is a non-moving storyline
that
occasionally it's just, like I said, a restating of the thesis. Every single movie is a restating of the love that shouldn't be, but it's destined. And will she end up with me? Blah, 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 blah. Well, and if I had any investment in these characters, I guess I would just give me more of that. But instead, I'm not invested, and they make me angry.
Kinsey, I said this to you because actually I've watched all of these with Kinsey. So we watched this one together the other day. And I think I did say to you, I said, I can't invest in any character.
Nope.
It's impossible for me to care about a single protagonist.
And here's the thing. I also want to make this clear. I love a romance.
We're not.
Genre, it's not that sort of I don't want to see. No, I love the stuff. Mm-hmm. If it's done well, give me a romance any day of the week. I will weep like a baby if it works. But this thing doesn't work on a romance level either. This thing, and they're like, all the Romeo and Juliet stuff. It's Romeo and Juliet, but at least Romeo and Juliet's entire storyline just went bop, and you're there. This thing just keeps stretching out and stretching out and stretching out.
There's not a whole lot of stakes. There's not a whole lot at stake in the Romeo and Juliet. The consequences of their love is not as clear as it is there.
From day one of Edward and Bella, they were basically, we're going to be together forever, and he's like, but I can't, and she's like, but I want to,
and then plus it's maybe this other guy factor,
just every movie gets worse, where I sit there going, guys, it's not romantic, this is creepy AF. And that is
I found their relationship creepy in this one. But Kinsey, I want to start with, because we talked about this with both Elliot and Olivia, and I witnessed your fandom for this, though.
You did.
Yeah. This was peak, middle school, high school?
It was end of middle school into high school.
Yeah.
Okay.
That you were into the books and then the movies.
Mm-hmm. You didn't have a chance.
No.
It hit it, but it hit at just the right time for me.
Yeah.
It was perfectly timed for me to be obsessed with it.
Yeah. And you were all in on this.
I was all in on Twilight. I was very defensive of Twilight because you made fun of me for liking it all the time. And I was very, very defensive of no, it is amazing. I was psyched every time these movies came out.
Yeah, you and your friend.
This was sort of the end of that.
Yeah,
were you books first and then the movies, or were the movies came out and you went back and read books?
I had read the books.
Oh, you already had. Okay.
Yeah. So I was a fan of the books, and then when the movies came out, I was like, "This is the greatest thing ever!" That they made. Yeah. They made movies of them, and I had a friend who was also very into them.
I was going to say, you and your friend,
we went together.
Catherine went to all of these, right? No, not all of them.
We didn't go to Breaking Dawn Part 2 because by Breaking Dawn we were like, okay, I think we've had enough.
The movie franchise took too long, and their fandom did die out. Which we talked about with Elliot and Olivia. It's just they're a little bit older than Kinsey, so their fandom died out movie 1, 2. Kinsey's and Catherine's were more like movie 4. But
it's okay.
Well,
by then it was yikes.
One of the interesting things I saw in the trivia. One of the interesting things I saw in the trivia for this was the reason Chris Weitz, who directed the last movie, New Moon, didn't come back for this was they really rushed production on this, and he was actually still editing New Moon because I think they knew that was happening. I think they knew we have to strike. If we take too long between these, this audience is going to age out. So it's not that Weitz didn't want to direct.
Might have started figuring out that those high school students were in their early 30s. But
there was a distinct one. We'll talk about Kristen Stewart's atrocious wig in this movie.
Oh, okay. All right, you pulled pulled that thing right off. I gotta say, this movie, even though I was angered, I was also just mainly bored.
It's pretty boring.
This movie for me was wig spotting.
Yep.
And finally noticing, again, everyone in these movies is unbelievably attractive.
Sure.
But I'm also sitting there going now that I'm really looking at Kristen Stewart's face, I realized her eyebrows are different. Both the right and the left eyebrow have different shapes. And I was fascinated by that because I was not fascinated by anything else on the screen.
But I was going to say, that's another thing where I think because they rushed it, she had cut her hair to play Joan Jett. And so I think it was we don't have time for her to grow it back. We got to get this thing going now. Throw a wig on
But
her
I'm pretty
and let's
sure
go.
that Alice, whatever the actress who plays Alice,
Ashley
I'm pretty
Greene.
sure she's decked out in a wig. There were a lot of wigs.
Could be,
It was like, I think they just between movies had moved on, and they're like, oh no, I don't have that hair anymore, so you're gonna have to create it. And
there's no time. We're not delaying any of this for any. So we just got to go. We got to make these things as fast as we can. Seemed to be the attitude. And
but
boy, does that show.
More werewolves in this.
Yeah. Well, it's the reason as well that we get a different actress playing the villain here in Bryce Dallas Howard, because once again was Rochelle, I don't know how you pronounce it, Lefevre was making another movie, and they couldn't. It's just like, well, and they're like, well,
I find it interesting that it was a scheduling conflict and not her realizing, oh my God, I have absolutely nothing to do in these things. You're big bad for 3 movies, essentially. You're continuing big bad that's building up to something. Has perhaps 8 minutes of screen time in 3 movies, and generously 10 lines of dialogue across, because she didn't say anything in the previous movie.
No,
she just ran and did stuff. In this one, she has a few things, but that's good because she's going to die at the end.
I was actually angered that they would put somebody of Bryce Dallas Howard's caliber in this, because why?
Oh, I love her, but yeah, you're absolutely right.
You don't. Why pay someone of her stature to play this nothing part? What a waste.
She looks great.
Of course. Well, I mean, except she's in an insane wig, of course.
Yeah. Though I will say red hair suits her. It's very becoming.
Yeah, there might be a reason that is the case.
Yeah. Maybe it's something in the blood.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, I guess we should talk about the movie.
Well, I'll just skip past the super boring poster, which is once again just the 3 of them.
Yep.
And the tagline is
pretty people.
And the tagline is okay. I don't even know what.
Which one will she do?
Oh, pretty much. The tagline is, "It all begins ... with a choice."
Oh,
yeah. Except for
the choice that she made literally 5 minutes into the first movie.
Yeah, and the choice that was questioned and then ended by the end of the second movie. Like that's the thing that infuriated me. Kinsey, you can attest to that as well. I was angered by the end of the second movie, because the second movie is the one where it's like, oh, that's the love triangle movie. Like, Edward goes away, and then they
have the date after I graduate when I'm 18. I will be yours forever.
And you put a ring on it, man, because once again, we're good.
Gotta put a ring on it.
We're good Christian people here.
No. We're good Mormons. I just want to be much more specific. We are good Mormons.
Yeah.
Therefore, put a ring on it. We'll get married after I graduate high school.
That is the shocking
with
thing.
My 100-plus-year-old husband.
That is the shocking thing to me when I watch these movies, is how religious they are without ever actually talking about Jesus. But in every other way, they feel like every Christian film I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yet they just never actually get to the Bible shit.
This is faith-based horror.
It's faith-based horror that never actually brings up horror in quotes.
Yeah, we got to put some quotes on that.
But Kinsey, you were talking about that kind of sailed past you and I think that by design, as a young adult.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, I said I was reading, oddly at this same time, like into high school, like Jane Austen novels. And so I thought, this is a guy from like the 1800s. He would have these like very old-fashioned ideas of like how romance works.
They really tried
it. I looked at it that way because I didn't know she was Mormon.
Yeah,
so I didn't realize no, it's like a religious thing, not he's from a different time period thing.
Then that your thinking's absolutely right. Like, of course, that would be his time period, and maybe he's locked into those beliefs of that.
Well, he says that in this one.
That coded Mormon stuff. I can't. I've seen very romantic vampire films. Vampires can be.
We've seen them on this show.
Or they can be extremely romantic. Yes, but in this case, it is I can't get past an 18-year-old and 100-plus-year-old guy. It's just, I mean, in the case of Dracula, I can get behind it because that's monstrous. It's part of the horror.
He's a predator in that. It's by
he's
design.
a predator.
Yeah.
That's a different thing. But here it's like, I'm going to tie you down for the rest of eternity. You will be mine.
Yeah.
You'll have never known the love of anybody else. You've had no chance to grow and discover yourself. I'm getting you when you're fresh.
Yeah.
And what's more, I'm going to make sure that we, it's just gross.
It's gross.
And the whole thing of the Cullens going to high school, I'm like, for one thing, I said this on our other podcast, which is I still don't get why that's something that they feel they have to do as a clan, go to high school again and again and
the
again.
The weirdest choice
instead
they make.
of saying, if they move to a new town, they could just go, we homeschool. Boom.
Yeah.
You don't have to sit there through your 18th chemistry class.
I know. How boring would that be too, right?
I know. Just say that the younger of them are homeschooled and you don't have to do that. Anyway, angry. So you looked past all that and you looked deep into those weird yellow eyes of Edwards, and you were just
Kinsey. I can't remember. Yeah. I may have. This may be apocryphal or that I was. Did you have an Edward poster on your wall?
No, I did not have an Edward poster. Shockingly, I did not have an Edward poster.
I swear you had a Pattinson poster.
No, I had a giant Adam Brody poster.
Well, yes,
but
you
I
did
not have.
You
I had that. He was on the wall, but I didn't have. I had like a very small postcard of like the Twilight.
Oh, okay, yeah. There was art for it though, but you were not only a Twilight fan, you were aggressively Team Edward.
And Kinsey, there's no shame. I will also say to those people out there listening to me and saying, "Curse you, Jones, you old man," I will say. This is all subjective.
Of course.
And I had things from, when I was in junior high and high school, I had embarrassing crap on my wall because, that's the thing. Winona Ryder, was she on my wall? Perhaps she was.
That's not that embarrassing, though.
She was.
But that's not that embarrassing.
Heather's? Perhaps it was.
Which you just saw for the first time the other week. Kinsey just saw Heather's.
Oh yeah, I did
for the
just
first time
Heather's.
A couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Oh well, I'm glad you finally got around to it. Did you like it?
I do enjoy Heather's. Yeah, I enjoy Winona Ryder.
Well, but anyway, so we're all there. We all have that stuff, and I still have a crush on Winona Ryder. That didn't change.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't find it that embarrassing. Winona Ryder is kind of eternal, like.
But I'm just saying, there's plenty of stuff that we like that we look back on and go, "Wow, really? Okay, well, fine." And I fell for, all kinds of different trendy stuff of the day that I go, okay, all right, I can realize that was being manipulated. Yeah. But you're out of the cult now, Kinsey. That's the important thing. Yeah. And you're stronger.
You have you're wearing the Edward shirt as we talked about.
I do have the Edward shirt.
But that's more of a nostalgia than like that you're still like this.
Also, it's appropriate for the program.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have nostalgia for it in my days, as you mentioned, of being aggressively Team Edward. Because I was very in love. I was very, very in love with Robert Pattinson.
Specifically.
And a great actor.
We've talked about what's strange now is I actually have a poster of Robert Pattinson on my wall now, which is true. I now have a giant painting of him in a
haired Bruce Wayne.
No, I don't know if he's in Bruce Wayne, but I definitely have a big painting of him in the bat suit on the wall.
Okay, all right.
Of course I do.
You for years made fun of me for being a fan of Robert Pattinson, so I always think it's funny that he became Batman all these years later. You were always like, "Oh, you like that guy?" I stand by
rewatching
these films.
He's terrible.
And based on Goblet of Fire and all that kind of things, would I have known that he was going to actually become a respected actor? I'd have to say no. I'd say he's not talentless. I just would have gone like, he's British and whatever, and he's okay.
But that's the thing. When I watch these, I am going like, okay, it wasn't like I was missing something. He is bad in these movies. He's a very good actor.
Very checked out. He's doing the bare minimum, and so is she, because you can tell these actors probably somewhere in the second film went, oh God, how many of these do we have to do? The
thing I said watching this one is I felt like the direction to them is always quieter, slower. Do it subtler.
It's very quiet.
Like every line, particularly Pattinson, every line is down here.
and
It's all
he's
very-
saying the exact same stuff, almost line for line, that he's done for 2
Yeah.
movies.
Well, that's
and
another-
it's the same. How can you inject it with any newness?
Yeah.
I have a question for Kinsey. Shut up, John.
I'll leave. Bye.
Okay, so Kinsey, you were in the eye of the hurricane. Because how could anyone have been Team Jacob? Not saying that the character doesn't have some appeal. The character has appeal. Mm-hmm. He is the safer choice, but he's also a werewolf. But how could anyone have been Team Jacob since they know how this thing's turning out? There was never a surprise. So how could you be like, he's going to choose him? The books made it very clear, and I assume, I didn't read them, but the movies make it even clearer. She's never going to end up with that guy.
It's probably actually clearer in the movies than the books.
Okay.
But even in the books, no, the teams never made a ton of sense because it never felt like she really wavered. And also,
Hey, in the Hunger Games, it was between PETA and the other guy. And when I was reading those as a fully grown adult,
those you did read,
going, and I'm sitting there going like, oh, geez, which one should she? I mean, you can get caught up in that nonsense if it's done well enough. Sure.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't even know how many people were Team Jacob. I mean, they probably exist.
I believe. I don't want to speak for her, but I think our past guest Olivia Gray was Team Jacob.
But I just feel in this one, he just is really just like, oh God.
This one in particular,
really cringy stuff. Okay, I don't think it's good writing. I want that clear. But I think there's.
I love that preface.
There's some stuff in that actually does feel real world, not vampires and werewolves, but the whole thing of somebody saying, I'm clearly the better choice. And I'm going to stay in your face until you realize that.
Yeah.
And it is uncomfortable because that is, I don't think the guy's a stalker, but at the same time.
He's damn close, though. He's right up to the line of it. He's right up the line.
I know, but basically saying like, I know you love me.
Yeah.
Is a thing that I think people in bad relationships in the past is like, look, you're pretending you don't, but in your heart, I'm the one you should choose. And it's like, okay, that does feel.
We call that toxic now, right? Like we call
toxic.
Yeah.
Thank you, Britney Spears, for creating that term because it's so good.
Yeah.
Well, I think
the word toxic, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
I think multiple times during the movie, scenes with Jacob, I was like, it seems like he's gonna murder her. Like, out of just, like, rage that she won't pick him, he's just gonna...
It does feel like he's gonna be like...
The intensity is definitely uncomfortable.
If I can't have her, no one can. It does feel like he's headed down that road. Yeah.
It does feel sort of like I'm throwing myself up against a wall because he knows he's not going to get her. But he can't let go of the fact that I love her. So, yeah, it could get ugly. Thank God they're not supernatural beings with all kinds of strength and powers.
And
anyway,
let's get into the plot of the movie itself here. We'll go through the film as we often do.
Yeah, this will be about a 15-minute podcast. We're in, we're out.
Well, there were a couple times when I didn't hear something during the movie, and I said to kids, I said, "What? I'm sorry. What are they talking about in this scene?" And you said, "It's the same thing they always are." He's saying yes because I'm like, oh, I missed that Jacob line. What did he say? He said, "I'm the better choice, and you have to love me." I'm like, okay, that's the 15th time he said that. Great.
Yep.
All right. Let's start with this is the darkest one of the bunch when it's raining on the Summit Entertainment logo at the start.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
And we are in Seattle, and shit's going down.
Well, I will say, and I think that the reason I do think this is the best we've seen, once again by Twilight standards, is we haven't mentioned that this is directed by David Slade, and there are only moments, and it is this first scene in particular, that I was like, okay, there is a horror director on. It's not scary. It's not. I'm not saying it's good, particularly because this is the guy who directed 30 Days a Night, directing this, which is crazy to me that he took.
Kineticness,
but
like my pulse slightly quickened during this
because that's up from nothing on the first two is what I'm saying. Like there's a couple moments where I'm like, this is a man who understands tension and action more than the other two guys or other two people who've directed. And
Yeah,
the police
sorry.
found out. They found out you
that's-
watched this movie, Brendan. They're coming. They're going to be breaking down that door any moment now.
That's where I live.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. You're 55. You've been watching Twilight. And then I'm arrested. I don't know how.
But that's
legal.
this opening scene in the rain. We have characters we don't know. There's a guy being stalked by a vampire.
Who's moving real fast.
I'm not saying it's scary, but I'm saying it's at least the first thing in this franchise I've seen that borders on horror.
Yes, but I was still confused because basically this is a fast-moving predator woman.
Yes.
And we do figure out who she is. But
Yes.
she's zipping around and basically toying with him, which I did like. I mean, that's kind of like, I have powers you don't, so I'm not just going to grab you.
Yeah.
I'm going to play with you. So he's running away, and he's like, I got nowhere out. I'm just going to have to jump off this dock or whatever. And then the weird thing happens where apparently the first attack, and it's his hand, and he looks down at it, and instead of looking like a bite, which again, weird place to bite, Lady Vampire, but it looks like a 3-hole punch. It looked like it honestly looked like some supernatural being has decided to 3-hole punch his hand, and then he falls in the rain and is like, I'm dying. I'm like, from that? He literally can't get up. He's just like going, "Oh, she got me!" And I was like,
"Owie, owie, owie!"
At all. Owie, owie! I've been 3-hole punch.
Yeah, once again, we're moving the bars way down for Twilight, but I'm going, okay,
for Twilight,
okay, third movie, that's kind of like how a decent vampire movie might open.
Some of the nonsense with the Volturi, is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Yep.
In the second movie was equally kind of like when they were all using their powers. There were some little bits where you're like going, if this wanted to open up and get past the nonsense romance and just go balls out horror action, it could. Yeah. But they are choosing not to.
It has no interest in that, though.
It has no interest in
one of my
doing
favorite pieces of trivia I saw in here is that David Slade was on the record as making fun of this franchise pretty hardcore, and then had to be like, I was joking when he was on the press tour for this movie, because that was all for comedic. I didn't really mean that.
He got that check.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's like they put a couple more zeros on a check, and suddenly I'm like, these movies are great. You know.
By the way, another question for Kinsey, and I'm sorry to be jumping ahead. The people listening to this have either watched the movie or are never going to watch it, so it doesn't matter.
No, I think we've long ago given up. Yeah.
In the books, when they're killing vamps, what's this nonsense of them being crystalline? I looked at that and I kept going, is that just the movie trying to avoid gore to keep it so that teens can go see it? You know, like, are they that way in the books, or do they spew blood like you would if you were torn open by a werewolf?
I don't remember them spewing blood.
Like as you would be.
I can't remember if they have the description of it. It's been so long since I've read them. But I mean, a lot of the book does talk about like he's like ice cold, like his body is like. I
kind of thought they were leaning into that, and they kept saying like, "Oh, you're stony" and that sort of thing. But we've already seen 2 movies where the vampires die in interesting ways, but none of the 2 movies have shown us that they just get chipped off like they're statues. And I was like, what's that about?
They've been vague about it. They
shatter.
They shatter.
They haven't fully shattered before, but we did see them pull off in a non-gory way the bad guy's head at the end of the first
Victoria, movie. Bryce Dallas Howard just gets her head chopped off, and it seems like that's it. That's how you do it.
Which is
and
another
then you have pretty Bryce Dallas Howard head sitting next to a body.
Bryce Dallas Howard is another one, and the ultimate example of this in both of these last 2 movies is Dakota Fanning. Dakota Fanning is the ultimate to be get that money girl, because is she working a day and a half in both of these? She pops in for 2 minutes in both 2 and 3 here. She's
and
doing
this one,
nothing.
Sheen didn't show up.
Oh,
so
Sheen's,
he didn't get this paycheck.
Well, Sheen's over. Well, because Sheen's leading the Werewolf Rebellion over in the Underworld franchise.
I know. Make up your
He's
mind,
busy.
Mr.
He's busy,
Sheen.
man.
Are you a vampire or a werewolf?
Oh man,
Sorry.
yeah. This guy is an invisible man away from hitting the trifecta. You know, yeah. Oh, actually, he would make a kick-ass invisible man. He would be
make
a great
kick-ass invisible man.
He'd be a great.
Can you
invisible
imagine
man.
him as a phantom?
Oh,
He'd be
actually,
awesome.
I do think that it makes sense he's played a vampire because I do think he'd actually be pretty great as. Now, I don't think he'd make a
He'd
great.
be a terrible mummy.
He wouldn't be a great mummy, but you know what he could
Mainly
be
because of his not being Egyptian.
Well, that's never stopped anyone in our movies, to be fair. But he would make a great Dr. Frankenstein. Not the monster necessarily.
Oh, he would.
But he would kill a Dr. Frankenstein. That guy plays madness like nobody's business.
Oh, okay. Anyway, sorry. Back on
so anyway, yeah.
We gotta get to high school.
We do see the guy. So we're back. We open on Bella and Edward in a field of flowers. And lest we forget, folks, previously on Twilight, the last movie ended with a cut to black after he asked her to marry him, and she didn't give an answer. And what I love is this movie takes the entire 2 hours before she accepts that marriage proposal. That the last movie, she's being wishy-washy, and he's sitting there going...
Can I just say that every line of dialogue that our poor Mr. Pattinson says in this movie, every third line is, marry me.
Yeah.
Marry me.
Yeah.
Have you thought about marrying me?
Yeah. Have you considered, by any chance, marrying me? I'm going to
posit something.
Yeah.
You marrying me is just the whole fucking movie.
Yeah.
Which means he's very horny.
Oh, yeah. We see that later.
Letterboxd actually say in their summation of this film, when I went in to give it the 2 stars, I gave it.
That's generous, man, that you gave it 2. You gave it 2 stars?
I gave it 2. Huh? But basically, someone said, you got to have mad respect. She was literally willing to die for that dick. And I got to say, that's kind of the series. Is it more like, I really want to get in his pants. I'll marry you, and I'll give up my humanity. Yeah. You know what? Just so I can get in there.
Well, because that's the thing I keep thinking about going forward, and obviously the franchise stops before it gets there. But 100 years down the line, you're telling me this you're not going to be like, oh God, I gave up so much for my high school boyfriend, immortality, and now I'm stuck with this jackass who I can't stand anymore.
Oh boy, you know what? Not tonight, honey. Actually, let's take about a 10-year break because really, we've been there. We've done that. She's had one boyfriend.
But you know
I think that about non-vampire people I've known in my life
who've gotten married
in high school, and I sit there right after high school, and I'm going like, wow, you've been with one person.
Yeah.
Your whole life.
You have no concept of. I mean, I don't know how you. Look, it has worked for some people somehow, but
no,
I don't.
Your mileage may vary. Perhaps you guys are like found the one.
Yeah.
In high school, and we're happy. Great.
Yeah, I don't know.
Great. However, I've known people who married when they were 19 and divorced when they were 21. So anyway, moving on.
So the thing that was crazy to me in this one is how much Bella's father is Team Jacob. Oh, because right from the beginning, he's like, you know what you should do? You should go talk to that Jacob guy.
Well, Jacob is the local boy and is related to some of his best buddies.
Yeah.
And so he feels like the safe alternative from the weird, not quite British guy who just basically gives you the creeps. So yeah, I can see why.
There's just something weird about his whole family. He's thinking about the future barbecues should she marry this. It's like, I want to hang out with Jacob's family, not the weird, pretty blonde people who are very.
I would rather hang out with Jacob's people, except a lot of cargo shorts, and I do like to wear a shirt. I do like to wear a shirt. And I just love the fact that werewolves. I mean, they did put the one funny line in Edward. He goes, "Does he not own a shirt?" That was like, that's pretty funny. Good, yay! One good line in the movie.
Finally,
yeah.
Because the amount of times that it's just like Jacob will just appear shirtless and be like, "What's up?"
I know.
It's like 3 to 4 times in this movie.
I still love Dad and I still love Mom. But we get like again 2 minutes of both in the movie. You're like, hey, great.
They keep this in every movie. They cast these great character actors and give them a couple scenes.
Yep.
I swore Charlie was in it more than he has been in these movies.
Were you just
he was in it a lot.
combining them all in your head?
Maybe, because I'm always like, oh, Charlie's the best part of these movies. Like, you're going to love Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, I'm like, oh, I've misremembered how much
he's an adult man
appears.
in the 21st century that pulls off a cop stash. He actually looks good with the cop
Billy
stash.
Burke looks good with the mustache. Yeah.
But,
he almost, like this movie almost has a plot, he also almost is involved in the almost plot of this movie, because you have the thing about the missing teenager from the beginning of the movie, and the parents are talking to him in the police station, and I go, oh, is he gonna like kind of skirt the edge of this plot? No,
they have made him the worst sheriff in film history. After 3 movies of him doing absolutely nothing about rampant slayings and beast maulings and all this stuff, and in this one, his entire crime fighting is him looking sadly at a missing boy poster. You're like, are you going to do?
There's also a scene where
doesn't do a damn thing about it.
There's also the only other thing there's a scene where he's reading the paper and there's just a headline about serial killer stalks Seattle, and he's just like,
and he's like, man, it just this area.
But he's like, I got to go write more parking tickets. That's what I really am focused on.
Yeah.
He's not a great cop.
He's not here. Basically, it's the whole thing of like, I told you to come home at a certain time because you've been hanging out with that Edward boy too much.
And then, yes, Jacob is mostly creepy, but let's talk about an early creepy Edward scene where Bella gets in her truck to maybe consider going to see Jacob, and Edward just appears going, don't do it. Don't you do it.
Okay, she loves Edward. But, the whole thing of, I can read every mind except for yours, that's still not reassuring, because he's going to be picking up on everything. That thing when Jacob is bedding down to keep Bella warm, and he's like going, could you at least try to mask your thoughts? Like, you fucking stay out of it. Yeah. All right?
Yeah. That scene really disturbed me. That was one of the most disturbing lines in the whole movie.
Almost everything in this movie where it's between the werewolf and the vampire for the affections of the mortal girl. I sit there going, gross.
The thing,
she's either going to be a bestiality. She's either going to be involved in that or necrophilia. That's her choice.
That's the thing too. When he keeps, and you said this, Kinsey, when we were watching it, he keeps arguing, I'm the safer choice, Jacob, because that thing's a monster. Mm-hmm. But we know his sister-in-law has a permanent facial scar from her husband going nuts on her when he wolfed out. So you're not the safer option. In fact, that actually seems like the more dangerous option.
Well, okay, you've got a point. Maybe the best thing for Bella would have been like, guys, it's been fun. I'm going to go to college on the East Coast.
Best option. I still stand by. Best option for Bella, that kid from Star Trek Insurrection, who's just the normal guy. Yeah. Although
not him.
Although Mike should be interested in Anna Kendrick, which still makes no sense. And by the way, talk about take the money and run. Anna Kendrick in this movie for 30 seconds.
Yeah, there's that.
Yeah.
I think that she should have. This is a combo of real life. I think she should have gone east, maybe gone to college, photography, whatever her thing is. I can't remember. Writing? Is she a writer? Is that
Kinsey? Yeah, good question, Kinsey. Does Bella have a thing? I haven't seen her be interested in anything.
I don't think so.
And
not
then
that I can think
she
of.
should discover her true sexuality. And she should just settle down with a nice girlfriend and then forget about the vampire and the werewolf.
Well, literally,
and go, I hope they work shit out back there.
No, because here's the problem. She's gonna go to an East Coast college, then she's gonna go to a study abroad, end up in Egypt, falls for a mummy. That's just this woman's life.
That, or she's over like in Frankfurt or something and meets a mysterious guy, and she goes to touch his hands and both hands are slightly different.
Yeah,
and she's like,
Yeah.
Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I've mentioned before, I do love the SNL parody of Twilight with Kristen Stewart and Bill Hader in the Frankenstein makeup.
It's great.
It's very funny.
It's great.
It's very funny.
So anyway, so for the first 20 minutes, it's just about, so the second after graduation, we're going to do it, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So that's the first 20 minutes of the movie, just them coming to that decision.
Oh, and this is, once it goes back to your point about they keep going to high school. Alice being like, you guys, you've got to come to my graduation party. It's so exciting that we're all graduating. It's like, isn't this your 40th graduation, Alice? I don't know why you're this worked up. Why are you
excited by anything?
Yeah.
I do like the Alice character, but I think it has a lot to do with she's played well.
That's what we were saying, because Alice is also my favorite of the Cullens, because she's the only one who's not, like, withdrawn and brooding.
However, this movie, blonde Cullen lady, whose name I can't remember.
Kinsey?
Rosalie.
They give her origin scene, and they finally explain what her deal is.
Why she's been such a bitch the whole time.
And I'm not saying that the actress deserved any kind of, but I was like going,
she was okay.
That scene is the only scene in this movie where I felt engaged, where I was like, this is pretty well written. She's acting the hell out of it. And I'm like going, Rosalie, Hidden Depths, and what a terrible story. And I was like, that's a movie. And then I go back to sleep, and then I wake up when the werewolves
But I was going to say, though,
my
only problem with that scene, and similarly with the Jasper dark origin story.
I didn't like Jasper's origin. It's
a little
cheesy.
It was because he was a Confederate soldier. I'm like, oh, Civil War, and on the wrong side. Nice.
Yeah.
That was great.
I'm with the Texas militia, ma'am. I sure hope you don't bite me in the neck. Oh, you bit me in the neck.
Kinsey, is that from the book? Because according to the trivia, they made him from Texas because that guy is from Texas, the actor.
I mean, I knew that he had a dark story. I can't remember specifically from.
Well, because according to the trivia, he may have been Southern. I don't know, but they specifically made him Texan because that guy is from Texas.
One thing I didn't like is that it's so stupid. They go, and as far as dealing with newborns, Jaspers are expert. I'm like, wouldn't all vampires be an expert on newborns since they were newborns?
But also,
and have been around other newborns.
Also,
why is he the expert?
As we talked about, he became a vampire in the 8. How is he still a newborn? He got turned post-Civil War.
He's not a newborn. He's just used to. He knows a lot about him for some. Well,
no, in the previous movies, remember, he was the troublesome one because he still hasn't gotten over his bloodlust. He's the baby.
Right.
But I don't think that's because he was a newborn. I think it's because he was with that evil lady.
Oh, he's not accustomed to their vegetarianism.
He's not accustomed to the Cullen way of life.
I see. Okay, that does make more sense.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So that's what he's new to.
That
makes sense to me now.
That makes more sense. He's been recently tamed.
Yes, great.
Basically, yeah.
No, but what I was going to say, though, about both of those scenes, the Rosalie scene is better, but both of them are just, let's stop the movie now and tell you about.
But you know why I liked that?
Because there's no movie to be stopped anyway?
Is that, because it's something new. So even if it's a vignette, it's like, at least I'm not with Bella and Edward and Jacob saying the same things. I'm like, I wondered what your backstory was. Now I know, and it's terrible, and I understand why you're so upset. Thank you. Now start the boring movie again.
I guess that is true. What am I looking to get back to?
How dare you interrupt?
You want to talk about bad screenwriting? This is the thing that really made me laugh.
I'm ready.
They go, hey, you should go visit your mom. Cut to, we're visiting mom in Florida. Cut to, we're back from Florida. It's 3 scenes, and I was like, that's insane. That's an insane progression of plot.
It's like, I got you this ticket for your graduation so you can go back to see your mom. Oh, that's very sweet. And then there's another one. I'm going with you. And the dad goes, what? Oh, well.
The what? Okay, yeah.
And then she's with mom, gets the blanket that she made, the quilt with the old T-shirt. So that's sweet. Okay, great. See you later.
Mom's out of here, man.
She's like, and someday your kids will do that. And she's like, you don't know that I'm about to become an immortal, ghastly being. So this is my goodbye to you, but you don't know it. And then, she's back in Florida. Boom.
Man, I couldn't believe that. I've never seen a movie move like that. That's insane.
and the creepiness of the creepy line of dialogue that they give the mom, who is a fine actor,
Sarah Clark.
Yep,
very good.
But she's forced to say it's like you move and he moves. He's always watching you, and I just want to say, Mom, you're saying it almost like it's adorable, instead of what you should be saying, which is, should I call somebody?
Are you okay?
Just signal me with. Just stroke your chin.
Yeah.
Stroke your chin if you want me to call somebody.
Are you
there's
okay?
Nothing healthy about that relationship.
No. And you would think a woman in her 40s would know that, right? And be like,
plus, also, Edward is really putting his secret identity on the line by going to Florida.
Well, I do love them
He's
sitting
inside.
Yeah, I was gonna say I love them sitting out on they're sitting out on beach chairs on the deck, and he's in the dark of the house with all the curtains closed.
I noticed that they're being real lax with, yes, when they were back in the Pacific Northwest, but they're out in that field of flowers.
Yep.
It doesn't look like an overcast day. There's no trees overhanging, and he's not glistening. I was like, what happened to the skin of a killer?
Yeah.
Did he use a different kind of cream this today?
Well,
but I think they just didn't want to deal with it.
And wouldn't you know it, when they're in Florida, the Cullens are now figuring out that Bryce Dallas Howard, who's replacing the character as, what's her name?
Rachel Lefevre. Oh, the character, Victoria.
Victoria is back, and yes, once again, this movie's almost plot that could have been something had they wanted to. She appears to be putting together some sort of vampire army.
What's weird is
I'm like, that's a plot. Do something.
Her scout who's creating the army with her, which is basically them just attacking kids and homeless people and turning them into
And
newborns.
I also, as I said to you, Kinsey, one of my big problems with it is when we see the army assembled, she's got like 8 vampires.
Yeah, huge army.
It's not much of an army.
The biggest bucket.
Yeah.
So they have at one point the Cullens say, something terrible's coming.
Yeah.
And then they cut to the other side, as in that guy whose name I can't remember.
The character's name is Riley.
He's the guy on the poster from the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
But he goes, something terrible is coming. Yeah. And I'm like, wait, are they seeing each other as the something terrible, or is there something else that's even more terrible? Because
obviously we know that Alice can see the future, so the idea of something terrible is coming, okay, well, she can see that. Is there somebody who can see the future in their group?
Well, but what are they referring to unless it's themselves? Because something terrible is them and their vampire army. What I understood, and then the Volturi show up, so that could be the something terrible that's terrible for both groups. I have no idea.
By the way, this guy playing Riley, the vampire lieutenant, we'll talk about him again in a couple months, Brandon. Where that guy will also play the Frankenstein monster in a movie upcoming.
What?
So, yeah.
A handsome dude like that?
He's going to be the Frankenstein monster in 2015's Frankenstein.
Great.
With Danny Houston as the doctor.
So there's that. There's all this premonitions and armies. Something I didn't like as far as, again, Kinsey, on the podcast, we're almost constantly just saying, people they grab whatever they want from the mythos, from vampire or werewolf, and they pick their favorites. But Stephenie Meyer was just making up some crazy ass bullshit all on her own. That includes the sparkly skin.
Yeah.
But in this, is this in the books? This nonsense about vampires are at their most powerful when they're newborn. To me, that seems like the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah,
like Dracula is
really
like,
strong.
I've been around 500 years. I'm just not as strong as that guy who's been a vampire for 2 weeks.
Because I've always seen it more that like
that is in the books.
That is in the books. I would.
I mean, yes, maybe your bloodlust is that powerful.
That's what I was gonna say. You're the most chaotic. That would make sense to me, right?
Probably, yes.
Yeah, you're just using powers willy nilly, not.
No, I mean they go to because. You see some newborns in this one. You'll see a newborn coming up in Breaking Dawn, and you'll see
a very newborn.
Spoilers.
Right?
Very newborn. You'll see a couple newborns, I guess.
I will say this: the story has been spoiled years back. I know what happens with the birth I know about imprinting, which this movie really wants you to know about imprinting.
Oh yeah,
that'll be big.
Knowing a few of the beats at the end of this, I am starting to be like, okay, here are the seeds because when they come back from Florida, Edward and Bella,
mastercraft of
Jacob is wearing a shirt in the scene, but it's a black shirt to let you know he's a bad boy now. He's a bad boy in this movie.
He's a bad boy.
Yeah. And I gotta say, the thing is,
Bella, you don't know me.
No, we've talked about this before, but it's particularly true in this one because of what they're asking him to do. Pattinson and Stewart aren't good in these movies, but we know they are good actors. Lautner is bad in this, and he is a bad act. Like he has been proven that's the thing is. So it's like but he
is pushing. I can tell that he's really trying in this movie. In a weird way, I would give him a special medal.
No, I agree.
For you are really trying
because they are checked out. We've talked about Pattinson and Stewart clearly don't give a shit.
They do not.
He is going. This is the guy. This is the top of his game. This is the best he can do.
When he and Pattinson are having that chat in the cave, which we already said is pretty creepy anyway.
Yep.
But you can tell he's like going, gotta raise my game. Because even this sleepy British guy who is literally in his head thinking about what he's going to have for dinner. He's like, I am going to raise my game, and I'm going to give as good as I get.
Yeah. But that's the thing is, but that's the problem is you watch him. He's not actually acting well. You're watching him try to act well. That's the problem.
That's right. That's true.
Is you're watching a guy go.
You can hear him silently count to himself. He's like, I got to do 2 beats before I raise my voice a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't you?
Yeah.
Because you're not good for. You're like, you can just hear him going. Okay,
but here's now
a beat.
Here's now where I think Bella's being terrible because they go chest to chest here, Pattinson and Lautner, and then she makes a big point of getting on the back of Jacob's bike and driving away with him so that Edward can stand there like.
She does very manipulative things. I feel so bad for Jacob because he is being played by her.
Yeah,
and she may not try to be doing it mean, but when it gets down to it, we need their help. So the whole thing of like. Well, I don't know. I'll go with Jacob. We're still friends, so I'm getting. But later on with the "go ahead and kiss me" thing, I was like, "Oh, that is the meanest thing you could do."
That really, I was like, "Oh, fuck this lady, man."
Come you're gonna leave us? You're not gonna help us out when this battle comes? Tell you what, a little bit of this.
And it's all for Edward too. Like particularly in this, where it's like, I'm gonna ride off with him to make you jealous. Which I do feel bad for Jacob. I feel bad for both of them because that's the whole thing about the love triangle. I don't understand why she'd be interested in either of them, and I don't understand why they're interested in her. It doesn't. None of it works.
Oh, because Stephanie Meyer has written and has perhaps been the most successful self-insert author of all time.
No, because
except for maybe Arthur Conan Doyle, also very much a self-insert. I'm Sherlock Holmes. I'm the most intelligent man ever.
Well, we can talk about Fleming and Bond as well. Thinks he's
Yes, this war between vampires and werewolves hinges on this one teenage girl.
Yeah,
she is the most important woman in this world, and I just don't get it.
Yeah,
but it is a thing where it's like. Nations will rise and fall based on her. She's just the specialist of the specials, and they have to disguise her smell because everybody's like, "Oh, I'm on to her," and she does the pretty cool move where it's like, "I'm cutting my wrist so I bleed," which will give Edward the chance he needs to escape because they can't. Her blood is so special that Victoria and other guy are like, "Oh, what?" Mm-hmm. Oh, so she is the best gal in the world.
And when you see Stephanie Meyer has that cameo in the first movie, and when you see her, you're like, oh yeah, she's like a pale, dark hair. She kind of looks like how Bella's described. It's like
she does.
Yeah, absolutely.
These books are the fantasies, the naughty nighttime fantasies of a good Mormon lady.
Well,
because she couldn't live this kind of a life, so she's like going, wouldn't it be awesome if vampires and werewolves they wanted me?
That further adds to the naughtiness too, right? Because there's a little of the occult in there too with the supernatural stuff. So, but
that's also naughty.
I also think it's very telling that she's never written anything after that. Like she's never.
No, she did. She did.
She wrote one other.
She wrote
thing.
the alien thing, right?
Which is a sci-fi thing.
Yeah, she wrote
She did like a sci-fi
a thing about
Yeah,
aliens, and they made that into a movie that made no impression. But that's
I
pretty much
saw
it.
that movie.
You saw
The
it?
Host?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Okay.
watched that. Nothing does
You are
it.
helping
Literally,
Stephanie Meyer. Is that why you got that Christmas card the year? I was like, thank you.
she
Kinsey.
should send me one because I've given her a lot of money.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, The Host. Yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely
Is that Saoirse
saw
Ronan?
that one.
That's-
That's Saoirse Ronan.
Oh, why do
She
they get
did
such good people in her stuff?
And
Didn't
Jeremy
she do a
Irons' son,
rewrite?
Max.
That's right, Jeremy
Yeah.
Irons' son.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't she do the book that was from Edward's perspective?
Yes, she rewrote
Oh.
Twilight from
That's
Edward's
weird because
perspective.
they did the same thing with 50 Shades of Grey. That's interesting.
Oh yeah, yeah.
She also
E.L.
wrote-
James is basically. Oh, what did Stephanie do? Okay, I'll do the
That-
same thing only with more anal beads.
Yeah.
That-
Basically.
That's
The
the-
little vampire girl that's in this movie, she wrote like a short story about her life.
Oh, that
there you
similar.
go.
Yeah.
See, me
Yeah, she
working
wrote
with
like a
people
little
that
like
read-
novella about
There
her.
you go. Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
Okay, that scene actually did get me
The
because I
little-
thought that was pretty brutal.
Yeah, well, because it's once again
Yeah.
there's like some tinges of horror because they have a horror director who, yes, is being asked to pull way back.
Way back.
I mean,
I mean,
way
there's
back.
not that much blood in this movie.
Well,
ladies
no,
and
it's so
gentlemen.
interesting that he made 30 Days a Night, then this, then his next big project is the Hannibal TV show after this. So it's
There you go.
This is the outlier in the career. There's no
Yeah.
question. This is the guy.
Hannibal was him hitting the release, and he's like going, "Thank God!"
People.
Here's the present at opening day of filming Hannibal. It's an enormous vat of fake blood. He's like,
thank
"Yes!"
God. And also, yeah, I mean, the obviously the Hannibal murders were literal works of art. So you know,
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a bizarre career, and of course, a guy who started by making Hard Candy. You know, a very family.
Hard Candy's great.
Hard Candy's a great movie, but incredibly disturbing.
Yep.
But hey, I'm sure this paid for 6 more indie films he directed. Just doing
I
those.
think
absolutely.
it's not a bad model because this movie, other than it is a Twilight film, is not an embarrassing
No,
movie.
and it's a guaranteed hit, right?
Yeah,
He's
absolutely.
coming in on movie
So that's
3.
Very smart.
So yeah, I think he knew what he was doing.
He knew what he was doing.
He also, Kinsey, this will not surprise you because I know a big part of your Twilight fandom that I did back and still stand by is good. Is you had all the soundtracks to these movies, which are
Yes.
always good. They have
I always
Well,
love
surprising.
the
they
soundtracks.
used Muse in all 3 movies.
Well,
so
the
I'm
thing I was
already
going to
impressed.
say was Slade, before he directed movies, directed all of Muse's videos.
There you go.
So I think that
Oh.
helped a lot too. He did music videos for Muse and The Killers.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So
Then this is good.
yeah, because Muse did an original song for this one, right? Kinsey, is that right? Or maybe
Did
they
they?
just used it.
I
Metric
didn't
did.
recognize it.
Metric did the
Brown.
main song.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like it.
Anyway, yeah, the music was always good in these movies. That's the thing that
Oh, always.
yeah, the soundtracks were good. Anyway, all right. So I can't stress how much of the middle of the movie is. They know everybody's, as you're saying, Brandon, everybody wants Bella. And so it is decided that the safest thing to do is to have the werewolves protect Bella.
Yeah, because
Which
the
is also the most
vampires
dramatic
can't
thing we can
sense
do,
them.
though.
The evil vampires can't sense them,
Yes.
so they can be more protective of her, I think, is the deal.
And that will start one of the dumbest things in this movie, which is
I'm ready.
Jacob literally carrying Bella
Oh.
through whole scenes.
You hated that so much.
Well, there's so many dialogue scenes where he's like yelling at Pattinson while holding Kristen Stewart. Like there's full on close up reverse shots when he's just holding
maybe-
Kristen Stewart. It's so weird. It's so
It's
awkward.
maybe not as awkward as the spider monkey scene. in
Well,
the first
nothing's as, but it's longer. It's
Nothing
a
will top
bigger
that.
part of the movie than is what I'm
movie.
saying.
But yeah, this
it's a lot.
It's so goofy.
It's so weird. And I read in the trivia that apparently greatly injured Taylor Lautner to be constantly carrying a very light woman, but still, I was wondering, Brendan, why didn't they get him that harness that Lon Chaney had when he was the Mummy? Back in the Universal Mummy movies, when Lon Chaney Jr. played the Mummy, and he frequently had to carry damsels around, they would literally strap them to him on a harness so he didn't have to actually carry them.
But the thing is that a harness works when you have a mummy suit, which is all the bandages and so forth.
Yeah.
Taylor Lautner is shirtless.
Yeah, I know.
Mm-hmm.
There's nowhere to hide.
Here's the thing. This is actually, I love this piece of trivia about this movie. And I think this is from the book. I don't know. But originally, he was supposed to push her around in a cart. And then they said that looked stupid.
What? Why didn't they do a thing? Okay, I guess I'm about to answer.
So I really want to see him push him in a cart.
Yeah.
Kinsey's gone.
Yeah.
Can't get over the idea, and that is hilarious.
Yeah.
But I think
Pushing her.
Why couldn't she just walk? I
can't
Actually,
get
he's
over
a motorcycle. Couldn't
Yeah.
he just ridden her?
There's that. But I was also thinking, why doesn't he turn into a werewolf? Literally, there.
Yeah.
Didn't she just ride on his back?
To ride.
Oh,
Yeah.
So,
I think the answer to that, Brendan, is money.
money.
Because
Yeah. No, I
these
think
werewolves have
motorcycle
never
probably
looked
just-
good.
The smartest thing would have been motorcycle. That's true.
Yeah.
Motorcycle. Or could he have there's a lot of wolves and they're all pretty muscular.
Well-
could they have
Oh,
traded
yeah.
off who carries her, and now you
Why
carry
couldn't
her,
they have just done
Sam?
one of those what do you call them? The things that the slave guys would carry Cleopatra around in.
Oh yeah, the little yeah.
yeah.
Why didn't they just do one of those? It
Yeah.
would have been hokey as hell. But all these shirtless werewolf dudes
There's
just
a lot
have
of
her up on
Well,
one of those
the
things.
thing you said that is correct, Kinsey, is
Hilarious.
why would you have Jacob protect her? You're asking for the most
Yeah.
emotionally There's a whole pack of werewolves, and
There's so many.
get the guy
There's so many.
who's dangerously in love with her to be the one to be with her 24/7. Well, I know the answer why, but I'm just saying logic is out
figured
the
it
window.
out?
I figured it out, yeah. But it's just, but the way the way the movie portrays it is Edward's like, oh, I'm so mad about it, but there's nothing I can do. This is obviously what has to happen.
So mad about it, but
Not.
Yeah.
why don't you go ahead and mount me right now? Just go mount me. Okay. I'm mad, but you should probably get up on my back.
Yeah, it's just like, because they're also talking about Edward can't protect her because they need him and his mind reading powers to fight. By the way, this is just once again the terrible structure of this. Where are these vampires coming? It takes them forever to get there.
Yeah.
Like it's just like they're coming, but they don't show up for another hour and 20 minutes into the movie.
Yep.
It's because we got to get training montages.
Yeah, they gotta train. They gotta get fit.
Yeah.
Where it's like, hello, werewolves. Thanks for attending. This is what we vampires can do.
Well, because that's
Now, would you please show us what werewolves can do?
This is once again part of what I'm talking about when this movie almost has a plot. Is the whole thing here is there's something so bad coming, the vampires and werewolves have to put aside their differences and fight Bryce Dallas Howard's 8-person vampire army.
It's a terrifying army.
Terrifying. Well, because this is the scene we've gotten to where they go like, well, she's making new vampires. Oh, fuck, we don't stand a chance then. Because they're so powerful. They're new vampires, so we need the werewolves involved, but we hate the Oh, no, you were talking about this because the animosity is more the werewolves to the vampires. The vampires don't like the werewolves, but the werewolves really hate the vampires.
Yeah.
Because
It's far more that.
On their territory, basically, and they're the cold ones. And there are bad ones, but there are also nice ones.
Well, that's the thing I was thinking about this, and I said this, is the werewolves are racist, right?
Oh,
Because
totally.
when we get the whole backstory about these terrible things a couple of vampires did to their tribe, hundreds of years ago or whatever, you're like, well, yeah, but these vampires didn't do that.
Yeah.
But they're just
They
like,
hold a
Well,
grudge.
maybe.
we ran into two vampires that were really bad hundreds of years ago, so they're all horrible.
You know what we love is we get some flashbacks to olden times in this one.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
that's them showing how much money they got. They're like, "Oh, you guys ready for this? We're going back to
check it out,
16
man.
Whatever.
Check it out. Look at this." No, because as we've said, the idea that they're ever trying to do spectacle, they don't, because it doesn't matter for this audience that wants it, right? Like this is not an audience that's here to see cool special effects or action. So it's kind of in there, but the fact that it's a little shoddy, a little better in this one, once again, because Slade is able to. I thought the fight at the end was still not great, but was better than what we've seen in the other two.
Yeah.
The other thing is like the other big thing they're worried about that and once I'm watching this movie going, oh, look at you guys trying to build stakes. They're like,
it's adorable.
It's cute. You guys are really trying, because their whole thing is about we have to stop this vampire army before the Volturi get here to stop them, because that's going to be bad news for everybody if they have to come in.
Well, it seems that they were already on their way.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. It's like they're trying to build the ticking clock of this army's coming to us, the Volturi are coming from the other side, and we have to get to them before the Volturi gets to them, because they'll blame us somehow. Right. The Volturi.
Well, they're also worried about the Volturi because they haven't turned Bella yet, and that was the big promise they made.
Deadline.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, they gave the deadline, and so they're also like, oh, they'll figure out she's still a human.
Yeah. It's like,
which I guess is a stake,
a sort of stake.
Well, and it does. I mean, if I'm to buy into the vampire law of this,
please don't.
I'm just saying. Then I kind of understand where the Volturi is coming from about like, what are you waiting for? Like, what does it matter? You know? Yeah. Oh no, we're gonna in a couple months we're gonna get it. So we'll just do it now. Who the fuck cares? What are you doing? What are you waiting for? I don't think the Volturi are that unreasonable, really, as far as vampire councils go. And we've seen a number. I think
you're just a little swayed by an icily, lovely blonde girl with bright red eyes.
That is my type.
She does look awesome.
She looks
just like she did when she showed up in the previous one. She looks pretty badass.
She's very cool. She does nothing. It's another. No. Why have you? Kinsey, I believe she's going to do something eventually. Maybe. Oh well, no, I'm getting that expression of no
debate.
Okay. Because I was gonna say like Dakota Fanning is totally a casting choice for the future. I've been reading it as like she and Sheen will end up being the big bads of the whole thing. It seems like, doesn't it?
It does.
But I'm just saying,
it will tie back to how the Cullens are breaking vampire law.
But watching this one and the last one, I am like, why would you hire? She's doing a great job, but I'm sure you could get somebody infinitely cheaper for the day and a half she has to work.
I would have shown up.
That I would like to see.
I'll wear the little dress.
I would have loved to have seen that. You would have done it. Okay. You would have put an interesting spin on it.
A very interesting spin.
Yeah. Once again, though, they're like, yeah, the Volturi's coming. We've got to turn Bella and Edward. As I wrote in my notes, Edward warns Bella about being a vampire. ... Again. Yeah. And then,
why don't you want to do it? Because you have such a nice soul, and I don't want you to lose your soul. Because I don't have one. Oh.
I did want him to just be like, when she's like, "What is wrong?" And I just wanted to be like, "Have you not heard anything I've been saying to you
for the past year?
Just think to anything I've said to you. Yeah, in the whole year. Take a pick. That's the answer to what I'm saying. God, you're dumb."
I don't think Bella's a very good listener.
No, that's
watching
clear.
These, I'm like, she doesn't listen to anything, like any character ever, really.
That may be her core character trait. She doesn't listen.
She doesn't listen.
No.
She just charges through life, not listening to anyone.
And biting her lower lip.
Oh, that's
listening and biting her lower lip.
That's big. Yeah, you've got to. That's basically the whole character choice from Kristen Stewart is biting the lip. That's it. Yep. That's the core of the character.
Yeah.
She also stands awkwardly.
Yeah.
Like she seems really like stiff, like she doesn't know what to do with her arms.
Interesting. I'm not sure I noticed the standing.
There's a shot from her like in Florida where you're behind her and she just is like stiff armed, just like standing there. She looks so like stressed out and like not relaxed at all. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Loosen up.
Well, this is definitely where she really had to live. I mean, Pattinson to some extent, but I really feel like Kristen Stewart had to live down this performance because this became the entire impression of her. Right? Is this dull, monotone, awkward standing woman who kind of doesn't know how to hold herself, and it's just like, oh, that's what she does in everything. And that kind of became the. So I do think she had to get over that hurdle.
She also had to get over being portrayed as an 18-year-old well into her 30s.
Yeah, well, she's in that camp of there's a lot of those women who read young, not that young, but always, if you read a little younger.
She's very petite. She has for the big eye thing, and you're like going, yeah, but if you could read somewhere between 18 and 35.
That's the thing, but then Hollywood goes, then you can play 15. You're like, well, no, that's
I think
crazy.
A lot of,
that's young.
In her private life, she's come out as being, I'm not sure if she's actually gay or bisexual. I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't.
But the whole thing is, I think a lot of what she's chosen from that point on, both professionally and just like out in the world, is reactionary. Yeah. I think she's still trying to ditch it. So like the crazy, like for a few years she had like the cropped blonde do with the spikes and stuff. I think it was literally her just like going, fuck your Bella.
Yeah.
Fuck your Bella, okay? I'm not her.
I get
I'm in Charlie's Angels now. Deal with it. Yeah. I'm like, okay. Yeah. All right.
And now she regrets that.
That one didn't work so well.
Yeah, now she's like, I shouldn't have done that.
Now she's like going, maybe not.
That was, but
she's going to land on her feet. She's talented. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's just, like anybody. It's they have to find a thing that works for her. So once again, Kizzy, though, on your point about not listening, we get the big Jacob confessing his love scene, which I think you even said when we were watching it. How does she doesn't already know that he's madly in love with her? But then
I thought she knew.
Yeah.
But she seemed surprised. And it's like, how he literally,
they made it pretty clear.
All he does is talk about I love you, and then she's like, what?
But then
sorry.
Why are you confused?
Then he forcibly kisses her.
Yeah.
And she punches him.
This would be the end. Like, okay, I get that we need the wolves, but like,
the sexual assault you would think would be the end? Yeah, I'm sure.
You would think that would be like, I really can't do this anymore.
And then in a very Superman-like fashion, she punches him and breaks her hand.
Yeah,
which is
breaks her hand.
That's new for werewolves, isn't it, Brendan? I haven't seen that where in your human form you're indestructible.
I don't get that either, but that's Stephanie Meyer just saying, well, okay. There is kind of the thing with Larry Talbot, going back to the original, where since he is kind of immortal, I assume you could have shot Larry Talbot in the face as Larry Talbot, and he still would have come back and gone, oh, fuck, I'm still the Wolf Man. So
that's a dead-on Larry Talbot, by the way. That's exactly what he sounds like in those movies. Oh, fuck, man, come on. I mean, that is kind of his attitude, in especially the sequels, where he's just like,
he's just a desperate man looking for death.
Oh, God damn it. Again? Oh, who do I have to fight now? The Frankenstein. Oh, Christ.
Oh, boy.
Oh, no.
Oh, Dracula. What, a castle felony? Thanks.
Oh, God. Yeah. I'm sad we didn't get more Benicio del Toro so he could have played that tone.
That would have been a great.
I know. I would. Yeah. But that's when he goes on, and then this is where they set up the thing where he goes, "I'll never kiss you again until you ask me to."
Yuck.
And you're like, "Oh, she's gonna ask him to." Once again, in this moment, I'm going, I know screenplays. She's going to, but I'm also in my head going, "What the hell could possibly lead to that?"
And also the whole thing about I'm going to be with you until your heart stops beating, and I'm like going, well, a couple of months, because right after graduation, she's going to be. Her heart's not
you mean in 3 weeks, 12 days, 20?
I will be with you right until you vamp out.
That's what felt murdery when he said, "I'll be with you just beating because I'm going to stop it."
Yeah, right. Yeah,
is what it felt like.
The follow-up question from Bella should have been like, now, naturally, my heart will stop beating naturally, or maybe
well, we'll see is his answer. We'll see what happens. This guy's creeping me out.
I'd rather not answer that question. For you to figure out.
Yeah.
Well, because they're in a barn where he has like his mechanic stuff. So
Yeah.
He's got a lot of
to
weapons.
pull out a wrench and just start bashing her brain.
Yeah. Oh,
It felt like it could go there. He had that intensity.
This was hidden.
That's the first time I've ever read it as that. Like, oh wow, he comes off kind of murdery.
This is going murder suicide. There's no question about that. That's where this
comes off that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And no, of course we all know this is going towards fine. I'll just love her baby then,
that's weirdly where it's going.
Which is unique. Plan it. It's just an imprinting that happens. He doesn't get her, but he gets her kid.
Here's something Billy Bird does. Do you like Charlie breaking up the fight between Edward and and he's just like, "Hey, whoa, fellas!
Hey, middle-aged man, totally mortal, getting in between two supernatural beings.
Come on,
you guys cut it out."
It's actually maybe the most cop move he does in any of these movies, just to go like,
You're
hey,
right.
hey, come on now.
That's where he earned his paycheck.
Yeah, all right. Don't make me get the baton out here. All right. We get Peter Facinelli, who also has nothing to do in this, but bandaging Kristen Stewart's hand. You want to talk about who really has nothing to do in this, though? And we were clocking this when we were watching it, Kinsey. Elizabeth Reeser doesn't speak for probably an hour and 50 minutes in this movie.
No, she doesn't.
What a waste.
Right up till the little girl, and then she's like, oh, no, she's with us. Yeah.
It's crazy because I did go. I mean, I was watching going, she's not going to say anything. This is crazy because she's. But I mean, a horrible waste of a very good actor, though. Yeah. What are you doing? What are you doing,
I don't
movie?
Know.
I mean, she'd take once again, get that money, Elizabeth Reeser.
Again, that
go be in another Mike Flanagan movie.
Most of these supporting characters are doing. They're almost all good actors, and they're just cha-ching.
This is where we get after the Banshee is where you get Rosalie's backstory about how she became a vampire and killed her abusive boyfriend, husband.
Yeah, I think fiance.
Fiance.
And
I love the way she decides to kill him in her wedding dress. That's pretty badass.
Once again, as you bring up, Brandon, that's a movie. That's some other gothic horror movie that just isn't. There's just a small piece of this thing.
Yeah.
Also, another waste of a great actor in Jack Houston playing the evil.
I know.
And you're just like, that's it? That's what this guy does? Okay.
He comes back, but part of his face is ruined, and he has to wear a mask.
Yeah.
And he becomes a great sharpshooter.
And he talks like this because he's got half a messed up face.
Man, he was my favorite Boardwalk Empire character.
He was everybody's, wasn't he? Richard Harrow was the best.
Just the best.
And another guy who I mean, he certainly does work, but after that I went, why didn't this guy get, because, when he's not a CGI destroyed face, he's a very handsome dude.
Yep.
Why hasn't that guy become a major leading man? Kinsey's heard this.
You're asking all the wrong
Kinsey's been hearing this
the right questions
for years. Why isn't Jack Houston a bigger star?
It comes up a fair amount.
I love that guy, man. He's great.
Pretty much every Thanksgiving.
Well, he's one of those guys who's been on the list of a number of superheroes where it's like, oh yeah, he auditioned for this and that and this and that. He's like, they always let him. I don't know.
Don't say superheroes because I want to talk about Superman movie leaks, and we can't get into that. Moving on.
By the time this is out, there's already 3 Superman movies from James Gunn. But
okay.
I know. You get just a couple cutaways to this vampire street gang Bryce Dallas Howard's putting together.
Yep.
Anna Kendrick's big moment in this movie is she gives the graduation speech.
It was great.
Was it?
No.
I mean, it was probably on par with most graduation speeches.
I will say, actually, it did kind of read like what a high schooler would think an important speech was.
Yeah, which is just awkward and weird.
Yeah,
best graduation speech on film is from Say Anything.
Yep, unquestionably.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And now with a speech titled, "Hey World, check me out."
Yeah. John Mahoney being the only person to laugh at the joke just kills me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Great moment.
Yeah. That man was a treasure, though.
R.I.P.
Yeah, one of the best. All right, so she gives the speech. Oh, we did talk about, you did point out, because we watched it, her mother did not fly in for the graduation.
I don't know why she wasn't there. I don't think she has a job. She just travels with her baseball husband.
That's right, her baseball player husband, yeah.
Why would she not fly out?
They make a point of showing
to see
Billy
her daughter
Bird,
graduate.
but not Sarah Clark.
I think in the previous movie, wasn't there financial trouble? Like he didn't get picked up by a team or something.
But she
I
did
think
fly
that
out
he's not living that well.
Maybe. I mean,
Maybe.
I kind of
but she
remember
does
that.
fly
I could be
out.
wrong.
If you recall, she does fly out at the. Maybe that took up all the money at the end of the last
took all
movie
the money.
when
she
Bella
had to
comes
fly
back
out because
injured.
Bella was injured.
Yeah. So it's like, sorry, you wasted my graduation flight on your injury.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really Bella's
And then, of
fault.
course,
Or maybe, let's say this. Maybe she's a terrible mother. Okay? Maybe I'll just put it out there.
I'd say the
Awful
jury's out on that. The movie doesn't give us enough information.
That's true.
No.
I mean, all I know is that Charlie's an amazing father because he's given up his bedroom to Bella and he
Yeah.
sleeps on the couch.
Yeah.
That I had never noticed until we've been rewatching them, that he does not have a bedroom. That
Yeah.
he would have to sleep on the couch because it's a 1-bedroom house, which is insane.
Yeah.
Especially, he's an older dude. I'm like, the daughter should be,
Yeah.
I will sleep on the couch.
Well, also, I just feel
You would
like
think.
small town, he's the sheriff. He can't find a bigger house. Somebody would cut him a deal or something. Wouldn't you think?
By the way,
Probably.
because I'm old, you
Yeah.
saying he's the sheriff made me think of She's
the sheriff. Yeah, Suzanne
the
Summers.
syndicated television sitcom starring Suzanne Summers.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now I'm going to go to the home where they feed me and sponge bathe me. Anyway.
So, of course, as always, even though he doesn't go to this school, Jacob shows up at fucking graduation because
Yeah, he does.
this guy's always there. And he's like,
you invited me. She goes, but I punched you in the face. Didn't that give you a clue you shouldn't show up? He's like,
no. Instead, he
no.
makes yet another stalker move when he gives her that wolf pendant.
yeah.
Oh boy.
And I love when Edward sees it later. He's like, what the fuck is that?
Is that a fucking wolf? How dare
And then
you?
he punches her. The movie gets really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Are
Yeah.
you seeing that? Oh, by the way, this movie is very racist towards werewolves because constantly they're like going, she shows up and she goes, sorry, I must smell like dog.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, come on. That's just me.
And it's, of course, it's just not great that they have firmly associated the werewolves with being Native Americans, which then everything said about the werewolves, you're like, well, you're kind of saying that about the indigenous people
As
too,
in,
right?
sorry, I smell like
Yeah.
American. That is horrible.
That's what I mean. By making all the werewolves indigenous people, then everything said about the werewolves now reflects on that. And you're like,
Thanks,
oh,
Stephanie Meyer.
Yeah, well, I don't think she's maybe the most. And also, I think we looked it up on the first episode. She has stated some opinions that are pretty awful, surprisingly.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
What?
Oh,
A
yeah.
young adult novelist with problematic views?
Oh, well, she's got nothing on the other one that does that.
Say it ain't so.
Oh yeah, that's right. She did some battle with the feminist groups. Was the Stephanie Meyer thing?
Oh,
That makes sense.
That's
Yeah.
very Mormon.
Uh,
She's very trad wife, as they say.
well, because she claims she's she's one of those people where she's like, I'm a feminist, but not the way those women are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I still love and support my husband.
yeah. Yeah. Anyway, oh god. Apparently, she got into.
We were
it with-
married in the temple. All right, moving on.
Apparently, she and Stuart got into it over LGBTQ plus rights too. So that's great.
That's
Yeah.
not
That makes
good.
sense.
Yeah. Although I do.
I mean,
That adds up.
By the way, this is from the Wikipedia. I don't know if I read this. The sudden homophobic retaliation from Stephanie Myers was not surprising to many of her longtime detractors. Yeah.
okay.
Oh,
No,
and
that's-
also it was revealed she does
traditional roles.
yeah she
Woman with old vampire.
yeah she
Or
added
woman with werewolf.
yeah. She's also it's been revealed, and not surprisingly, she donates to gay conversion
Oh God,
groups.
I just threw up in my mouth a little bit.
I mean that's just. I mean, I'm not defending that. That's horrific, but also it once again. Well, that's the Mormon shit, right? Like that's that's their thing.
It's not surprising.
No, none of it's surprising. Yeah.
All right, let's get back in the world of fiction because the real world sucks.
Yeah, but like I said, still somehow nowhere near the other young adult author who says stuff. Because good Lord, please stop.
It hurts.
Please stop.
That one still hurts.
Yeah,
still hurts.
So they get into some fight training because they're getting ready for war.
Yep.
I did laugh at Edward getting pissed when he sees Bella petting Jacob in wolf form, which is
that was weird.
So everything about this scene is weird.
Also, wait, is this because just like the movie itself, I'm kind of fading in and out of consciousness, but have we already done the official "Yes, I'll marry you" with the ring thing?
No.
Okay, because later on, towards the war, the whole thing is, don't let Jacob know that I've officially said I'm going to marry you.
Yeah, that's
so
later.
That is the big reveal, and it really upsets him.
Oh,
really
God, is he?
Jacob.
Oh, yeah, he loses it, man.
Oh,
he went on an arson spree after this because that was his stressor.
That's not even a werewolf thing. I just want to make the world burn. What?
That's when the Criminal Minds team started profiling him and got, well, it was when that girl he liked got the ring from the other guy. That was his stressor that led to the spree.
At the site of each one of these suspicious fires, we found wolf hair. We found strands of actual wolf hair.
Yeah.
We believe this could be a werewolf setting fire. Possibly someone who has had his heart broken.
Yeah. Joe Montana and Paget Brewster have shown up to put the cuffs on Jacob. All right. Then we get Jasper's Civil War story, and as I point out, I was like, oh shit, on the Confederate side. Okay. Interesting choice.
You literally shouted he was on the wrong side.
Yeah. Well, because I'm like, oh, let's just not address that while we're at it.
Well,
they don't.
John, one of my favorite DC characters fought on the wrong side.
Sure. Yes, I know Jonah Hex. Jonah Hex and proudly rocks that gray uniform forever.
Continues to wear it as if it's a badge of shame.
That's at least like a dark, complex character, not a side character in a young adult novel where we're just supposed to be like, oh shit, he fought for slavery. Okay, interesting choice.
Or states' rights. It gets very muddy.
Well, that is always the thing about and you can read, I've read the interesting think pieces about the whole way they're just trying to portray it like, well, it was just the other side in movies and stuff like that. And you're like, oh no, it was pretty bad. So yeah, he tells his story about how he was turned by an evil woman and then used as her killing instrument, and
they also used the ELO song "Evil Woman" behind it. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, very interesting.
Evil woman.
I hear that actually cost them so much money they had to change some of the werewolf.
That's why they had to cheap out.
Yeah, on the werewolf effects. I do think the werewolf effects actually, like we know a lot of stuff, Brendan, probably isn't budget. It is just because they're speeding these things along.
Yeah,
the CGI werewolves
also,
look like garbage.
I don't think we got any transformation. It was just they're wolves, or then when they got injured and fell down, like Jacob does.
Yeah, I mean,
he's just Jacob. There's no transformation.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, if there's any transformation, it's just like whoop, just quickly turns back into. But yeah, you
like an Animorphs cover.
Very much like an Animorphs cover.
Speaking of young adult fiction.
Then I love this because, of course, Jasper only tells this story so Bella can have a dream that Bryce Dallas Howard is controlling Jasper to attack her.
Yeah.
Nothing comes of that.
Nope.
Like, because these movies can't not have a dream sequence.
And by the way, can I just say that this entire war is just because Edward killed Victoria's
boyfriend,
significant other.
Yeah.
Yes.
In the first movie.
So for 3 movies, the big bad is just, I'm going to get you.
Yep.
And now we have a vampire army versus a vampire army with werewolves.
I mean, the second movie, as you talk about, it's just that one scene where she's running through the woods and they're chasing her. And that is only there to remind you that she is a threat for the next movie.
That's right.
That's good stuff.
Also, was there or is that the first one where it's the I'm surfacing from the lake for no good reason?
Oh yeah.
This one also has vampires walking along the
but they actually
water.
make a point of showing them underwater walking.
Yeah,
it's a little bit better used,
and it's slightly better done than a similar scene in the Prince Valiant that we just watched.
Oh my god, that was Kinsey. In this Prince Valiant movie, there's literally a scene where Prince Valiant in full armor is walking on the bottom of the water, and there's bubbles. The air bubbles are coming out of his helmet.
It literally looks like old Disney live action stuff. It is so goofy.
It's very bad. It's very bad.
That doesn't even make sense.
And that's a
How
movie
is he
from
doing
the
that?
2000s, right? Or the 1990s.
97, I think that one was.
Yeah. But it looks like something that would have done in 1963.
Mm-hmm. Best use of it, though, is Data in Star Trek Insurrection.
Sure.
Sure, I'll concede that point.
Always back to Star Trek.
Always back to Star Trek.
Yep.
So I do like them finding they go out to this big empty field and they go, this is where the battle will happen. It's not happening now, but this is where it's gonna happen.
Great.
But it's all just an excuse so they can stand in a field and Jacob can act sullen again. As my notes at a certain point just start saying, more talk about feelings.
Yep.
This is, I think, where I started asking you, Kinsey, because I was stopping. I was not paying as much attention probably about this point, and I would just go, "Oh wait, sorry, what did Jacob say?" It's the same shit.
I was looking away a lot.
It was the same thing.
Yeah, I will say though, my favorite thing in this is that much like us, her dad also likes Alice the best of the Cullens.
Yeah.
There's like a distinct point where Bella comes home and he and Alice are laughing, and he's just like, "I like her." And I'm like, I do too.
Everybody likes Alice.
Yeah. She's very likable.
Even though she has, visions of the future.
Yeah.
And usually not good ones.
And yet, but that doesn't keep her down. I think that's one of the reasons I like her.
No.
She doesn't act sullen about it. Forget Team J. I'm Team Alice.
I'm Team Alice.
Yeah, Alice.
And we said that the chemistry between Alice and Bella was much stronger in the second movie than her with either of the guys.
Oh yeah.
And I was like maybe they should run away together.
There's a movie I like. Yeah.
That would be bad for Jasper. He might go on a
that's right.
real murder spree if that
happened. Really all that's keeping Jasper
and I did say, and I stand by
that
this.
Not go very well.
I stand by this. Jasper's dating way up.
He is.
You did say that.
I got to put a ring on it. Yeah. Lock that down.
Yeah, actually, that is a thing. The Cullens are all married to, well, they're all together, but are they married? The parents are married, I think.
I believe Carla and Esme are. I don't know about the other relationships of the brother boyfriends.
But Edward is that just an Edward thing though? Is my question, because Edward is so specific about no, we're gonna do this the right way. That we're gonna get married. I don't know that the others are actually married. Maybe they're Do you think Edward's just sitting around going, "You're all living in sin"?
Edward's also throwing shade on Alice when he's like going, "Really, you're okay with Alice planning the whole thing? The whole wedding, making your dress."
You did say that, Kinsey, when he gets like,
Alice is awesome. You just need to shut up, Edward.
Well, because he says you're okay with Alice just inviting whoever she wants, and you did say, Kinsey, who is Alice going to invite that might be a problem? It's like
I can't figure out who he's worried about. Alice inviting that he's like, I would not want him.
You know she's going to invite
at the wedding.
Is this Michael Sheen with the Volturi?
Yeah.
Hey, would you like to come to the wedding?
I know we're currently kind of in like a fight, but maybe we could put it aside.
There's gonna be Punch.
Yeah, you love Punch. I do love Punch.
I'd be there.
Yeah,
I do love Punch.
Yeah. Well, I believe, and don't spoil it too much, because I believe we might see said vampire wedding in the next movie.
You might see the vampire wedding.
Yeah.
And we see the vampire wedding night, which was almost instantly turned into a meme.
Yeah, because it's one of the dumbest things that's been put on film.
Yep, I've already heard about how they get.
Well, let's talk about that actually, because right now we're getting to this. We're getting to the scene you were talking about, Brendan. But before we get to the ring, we have Edward and Bella getting hot and heavy on a bed. But Edward, he's the one who puts the brakes on it.
Yeah.
And specifically says, don't take those clothes off. Don't you do it.
Which is how many of my dates have ended, only it wasn't me saying that.
Yeah. I've heard that many times, not yeah.
I understood. Absolutely. Sorry, ma'am. I will see myself out.
But it's just so, like, once again, and it is because he's 100 and whatever. I don't know how old he's supposed to be.
109.
Yeah, something like that. And he's just old fashioned. But once again, for an 18-year-old girl to have the emotional maturity to be like, oh, I understand, and not just like, you think I'm gross, or there's something wrong with you, or you're gay, or whatever. It's just like, because it's just, we've seen, this is maybe the third or fourth scene where he's like, we better slow down because we can't.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you have two people who are actually sleeping together in real life, despite the fact, as we've stated before, do not have any sexual chemistry.
They still at this point, or had that scandal already happened where she cheated on with
that hadn't come out yet at this point.
Okay.
I can't remember if that comes out between Eclipse and Breaking Dawn Part 1.
I think it was between
a
couple of the movies.
Or it was between Breaking Dawn Part 1 and 2.
Let me look here. All right.
That whole thing blew up.
I only bring it up. We don't really.
People were so upset, and you're like, these are real people who have real lives.
Okay.
And they're not always that clean.
Yeah, they were together on this one. It was 2012 that photographs of her with Snow White and the Huntsman, another fine piece of work from Kristen Stewart, where she was having an affair with the director of that, Rupert Sanders.
When are we covering that?
Oh yeah, we'll be covering Snow White and the Huntsman. Well, we do Frankenstein's, werewolves, McGill guys, and Huntsman. That's our other. We also cover Huntsman.
We do Evil Queens.
Yeah, we do.
Okay?
We do Evil Queens. By the way, that guy is directing the fucking horrible Crow movie that's coming out. Why is he still allowed to make movies? He did Snow White and the Huntsman. He did that Ghost in the Shell movie with Scarlett Johansson. How is he still allowed to make movies? I don't understand.
He's got some info on people.
He must. It's crazy to me that you could make both of those.
I can't believe it's crazy.
This is crazy. Well, actually, I think it's time for Martin to come back and say, that's crazy. It's crazy.
He's crazy.
Yeah. You know what? Twilight needs a Martin. That's the problem.
Twilight needs a Martin.
We don't have a Martin.
There's really no, in this one,
get one.
There's no comedy.
No.
This one doesn't have any, even the goofy high school friends.
The closest it gets is there is the scene where Billy Berg attempts to have the sex talk with Bella. That's the closest.
And they play that pretty well. I thought that was a pretty well done bit.
Well,
but no, it's not a laugh riot.
No. Billy Burke is one of the reasons we like him. He's the only person who's kind of playing something approaching a normal human being in these movies, right?
Yes.
Like he acts like how a person would act.
Yeah, we cling to anyone that is representative.
That's why we like Alice too. I think, right? She's a vampire who sees the future, but she's got like a personality and interests.
Yep. Yep. And a wig, I'm pretty sure, in this movie.
I think it is a wig in this one.
It is a wig.
Yeah.
My wigdar was going off.
Yeah. Well, normally I see Ashley Greene. She's in a lot of the B action stuff I watch these days. And normally she has very long hair and stuff. So I don't know if that's
That's what I've seen.
I hope she's doing well. Because I like her, but I don't see her in a lot of stuff.
I see her in a lot of martial arts movies. Not that she does the martial arts, but she's there. If you need someone to play Scott Adkins' wife who's concerned about whatever ninja conspiracy, then she's there to do that. Yeah.
I've seen her on the Hallmark channel.
That's the
she does like some Christmas Hallmark.
There's movies. A lot of there's actually weirdly a lot of like Autumn Reeser is in both of those worlds too. There's a lot of people who do the Hallmark Christmas movies and then also the like Van Damme.
I guess I can see it because it's lower budget filmmaking.
Yeah,
that's profitable.
Well, you just go from one location in Toronto to another, right? And it's all filming there. So
here's my meta pitch for Netflix, which is a low budget action film and a low budget Hallmark romance. They clash into each other.
There's a movie.
I'm going to start working on it.
I like that idea, actually.
Yep, I'm gonna work on it right
Somebody's come home for Christmas, and also there's assassins there too.
Yeah, and cut this out because
somebody's going to steal it. Yeah, somebody will steal it. But so yes, instead of having sex with her, he puts a giant ring on her finger.
It's huge.
It's ridiculous.
It's such a big ring.
It's
comical. His grandma's ring.
Yeah, and it's an insane ring.
It's insane. I've always thought it was insane. Partly because I have very
sell
small
replicas
hands.
of it, and fans bought them up. I bet they did.
Yes,
I bet they did.
They sell replicas of that and his armband that he wears.
Of course,
throughout the movie. You could buy those.
Well, the answer now, of course, and both of you know this from seeing the stuff I buy. You can buy replicas of anything, pretty much.
That's true.
Yeah. It's gotten out of hand, maybe. So anyway, then they cut once again. They're ever cutting back to the threat that is the vampire army coming. But we see Bryce Dallas Howard making out with Riley, I'm like, oh, I guess this is a sexual relationship.
Well, she's turned him into a true pawn, so she's leading him on, which they tried to tell him during the fight. They're like, she doesn't care about you. She's just doing this to enslave you. And he's like, screw you, man. I love her. And then she doesn't care about him. And he finds out.
But, not the worst day at the office for Xavier Samuel, who, according to his trivia, became very good friends with Bryce Dallas Howard during the filming.
I like
of this.
that.
That's nice.
That's nice.
That's really nice that they stayed
finding
friends.
a friend on set. I love it.
He's, by the way, an Australian guy because of course.
Sure.
He was just in the Marilyn Monroe movie with Ana de Armas, apparently.
Oh. The Marilyn Monroe movie with Blonde. Yeah, I didn't see that.
I didn't either because it seemed like it was going to be a real tough sit.
Yep.
It's 3 hours long and apparently just a stone cold bummer.
Yep.
So, yeah.
I get it. Her life was terrible and sad.
And that movie really digs into the misery she experienced there.
Well, that sounds like 3 hours well spent. Moving on.
I'm sure. I hear she's great in it, and I'm sure she is. But yeah. Anyway,
the trailer, I was very impressed with how she transformed. I was like, I still don't.
For somebody who doesn't inherently look like Marilyn Monroe at all, she is amazing. Anyway,
I know.
So yeah, they do. The vampires arrive. They come up out of the water, and it's like, we got to get Bella out of here because always, for number one, most important, protect Bella. Take her to the mountains. Edward and Jacob. Nothing bad will happen when the two of you take her to the mountains.
The thing I love about it is Edward's role, is basically to
protect
be
her
a
virginity
general from a distance because he can read the thoughts.
Yes.
And also he's sort of doing the translating for the werewolves because he can read their thoughts. They can't speak as werewolves.
Right.
So really
wait till Breaking Dawn.
Oh.
You will get into how the werewolves communicate with each other in Breaking Dawn.
Oh, is it smelling each other's butts?
No, it's sillier than that.
It's
sillier. Okay,
no, that would make way more sense than what they actually do.
This literally leads to Edward standing on a mountaintop looking down at nothing for a big chunk of this movie.
Yeah.
Or at least the end.
Well, I did think that. I'm like, oh, great. Let's get our three main characters out of the action.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And literally at some point you have like Bella saying, what's going on down there?
Yeah.
What's the report from the front? Like, Jesus.
Thrill as characters watch action happen.
You won't believe what they see in the telegram.
I did think, what a way to save money. We could just never see the battle and just have Edward go, oh, man. Oh, the chaos. Oh, the carnage.
The teeth. I don't even want to get into it, but it was gross.
Chomp. Oh, yuck. But no, so they go up there, and of course, a big blizzard blows in. They're taking refuge in this tent or wherever they are.
It's a tent.
Yeah. And Bella's...
Edward just didn't think about the fact that the temperatures would be dropping below zero, and his girlfriend is still mortal.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't warm her up.
Maybe, you know what?
I'm ice
Actually,
cold.
come to think of it, maybe now would be a good time to turn her. But he's still against that, of course. But it does lead to the best line in the movie, where someone has to warn Bella, and Jacob does say, "I'm hotter."
Yeah, he's like,
Oh, boy.
I'm hotter than you.
Yeah.
And that is such a layered statement. I was amazed at the crap.
I really had to resist turning the movie off right then. That was very much like, no, I can't keep watching.
But Kinsey reached out, stopped you, just in the
slapped the remote out of my hand, to be like, no, you have to. Damn, that was
all of it.
That was just it was so bad.
Did I miss? Why did they have to be up on that mountain in a blizzard, like,
I guess
overnight?
It was the smell of Bella.
Yeah, I guess to just make
or
it.
As I like to call it, the smella.
Yeah, because like they don't attack until the next day. So why are you up?
Oh yeah, why were they up there then? Yeah.
Why are you up there then overnight?
Also, the thing that's funny is Bryce Dallas Howard just goes up to the mountain and they fight her up there.
Yeah, she figures it out anyway. So there was no.
She's like, anywhere Edward's going to be, Bella will be.
Well, that's another thing. Yeah,
that's true.
I don't know. It doesn't make any sense why you would. Yeah, the two people who will obviously be with her are with her.
I do like the fact that Victoria actually does make that noise where she goes, "Adoy." It's like, well, at least you're underscoring how stupid this was.
I would love for a character to just be like, this whole thing is dumb. You guys, this is ridiculous.
And I would have loved it if Victoria said, "Did you guys like do training montages and stuff?" I bet you did. Well, that's stupid.
That's dumb. Because it
was still just going to be throwing down, which is all that would happen.
Yeah, it's all they're all just grabbing at each other.
Yeah.
When the one vampire is just grabbing Jacob and squeezing him is basically his big move against him. So he does.
They do the sad thing with there's that one, the little girl. Which again, weird choice for a vampire army.
Yep.
But the newborn little girl.
It's all just like weird homeless kids and a little girl. That's her.
And you cut to her
big army.
She's terrified. She doesn't want to be a part of this.
I can't blame her.
Yeah, I know. and so she basically hides and she has such a terrible outcome. So it's just really depressing.
Useless.
Yeah, well, it does get you in the sads. That's the whole purpose.
But I just like the idea of it's just like Bryce Dallas Howard needs to be like, you've contributed nothing. You have contributed nothing. What are we doing with you? Oh my god. So yeah, they. But yes, we do get the whole thing about like I'm gonna warn your girlfriend and you're gonna watch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Watch this,
it's
and
really weird.
You're gonna hear my thoughts about like, oh, I'm touching her.
Oh yeah. I have to rub her.
Yeah. I also like when he goes, this would be a lot easier if we took her clothes off. And everyone's like, no, wait, pal. That's a line we will not cross.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's
one of the worst.
It
one
really
of the worst scenes in a series of films I have not enjoyed.
It is.
So,
yeah. You know what? I will say I am consistently amazed at this ability of this franchise to reach new lows. It's like, how is it getting worse? Because yes, I do think this movie has the highest highs, but the lowest lows of this franchise so far.
It's not good.
No.
And I still have 2 more to watch.
Yeah, I know. That was the thing that burned us, as I did mistakenly say early on. I thought it was a book trilogy turned into 4 movies, but no, it's 4 books into 5 movies. No, damn.
Yeah.
Oh, Christ. Yeah. So the battle begins. Edward and Bella, are watching from the mountain. And then the Bryce Dallas Howard and her main guy Riley, they appear to confront them. And this is where Edward is trying to, as you said, talk him down, going like, "Look, man, she doesn't care about you. You're just a pawn to her. Don't do this."
Can I just say one extra thing?
Yes.
If I'm doing anything dealing with young vampires and werewolves and so forth in the early 2000s.
Yes.
I might not call a character Riley. Because it will instantly make people think of a better thing that had vampires and werewolves in it in the 1990s.
Well, I can't wait for us to meet the new bad boy vampire in the next movie, Spike. That won't cause any confusion.
Nope.
Yeah.
That would be weird.
I love you, Angel.
What's his name?
Yeah.
It is Willow.
Yeah.
It is Willow. Yeah, sorry.
I love you, Angel. I mean, Edward.
Well, that was also me at this time, so.
That's right. You
Yeah,
you were equally into Buffy the Vampire
But
Slayer
that was
and this.
quality,
Yes.
and I was there for that.
Mm-hmm.
I was there for that.
Well, that's really good. That was very good. And
That's
I don't
the
know.
good stuff.
I don't. Well, I do kind of. But I was gonna say they managed to pull off me not feeling super creepy about the Buffy Angel dynamic. They somehow did
Well,
that.
of course.
I think because of the Slayer aspect of it, something about like,
The
well,
fact
she's
that
also
she's
kind of
already herself an outsider supernatural being.
Yeah, there was something about that, and also they didn't. It's just better written. It's better performed. It's better written.
There's that.
Yeah, just
Yep.
that's. Although of course that guy ended up being
And
not
completely
great.
non-problematic.
Yeah, I was gonna say yeah. It ended up unfortunately being problems with the guy who created that too. Who knew? Oh Jesus.
Hey, everybody, just stop being awful.
Yeah.
Thank you. Good night.
Note to everyone: stop being awful. This guy Riley does get his hand bitten off by a
Nice.
werewolf. By little Boo Boo
And
Stewart.
It is all
It
crystalline.
is Boo Boo Stewart.
Yeah, Boo Boo Stewart is the name of the little vampire, or the guy that plays
Oh.
the little werewolf.
I think his name is Seth.
Yes.
I think that werewolf's
Or
name is Seth.
Seb,
Yeah.
Or Seb, S-E-B.
No, it's
they're
Seth
saying
according to
something
the,
like that.
Yeah. He does, Brendan, go on to come into our world. In a couple of years after this, he plays Warpath in X-Men Days of Future Past.
Has one of the best ins and outs of any character.
He is
Love it.
He's in that movie for about 2 seconds.
Yep.
Because there's Sentinels coming.
Yep. And I was happy to see him,
Yep.
and then he was gone.
Yep. That movie has a lot of that, though. And actually, a lot of the X-Men movies have that.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is where she talks about, but Bryce Dallas Howard's like, you son of a bitch, you killed that guy in the first movie who I loved. Curse you. They fight. And then, Bella does distract them by slicing her arm open. Always the most dramatic bloodletting to distract these. Oh, because they told, did set this up earlier because they told the story of the Native American woman who killed herself, which was much more extreme.
Yeah.
To save her werewolf husband in the past, and so that's why Bella knows to do this.
Masterful story construction. I will be studying this for years.
I will say, here's the thing. Yes, I agree with that humorous aside, but it is better. It is unfortunately better than a lot of the shit we watch on the show. Because at least it was something was set up and paid off.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing is like these movies are
I don't
terrible.
give this any credit
No,
whatsoever.
but it's just like I do have to be realistic about where this is placed. This is bad, but it's bad in a different way than a lot of the stuff we watch.
Yes,
There's a
that in
polish.
different way. That-
There's
I-
there's money. There's talent involved. There's a polish to it. It's still failing, but
Yeah.
it's not Bonnie and Clyde meet Dracula.
No, it's not.
Some more fighting, and then Edward pulls off Bryce Dallas Howard's head, and then burns her body. And as you point out, Kinsey, she just goes up.
He went up. There was no he didn't put gasoline or anything on her. He just threw a lighter, and she's like,
we saw
whoosh.
similar in the first movie that they kind of are just. They're very flammable.
Yeah,
Flammable.
the
They
sun,
She goes up in a ball of fire.
it's not
He
the
does.
sun that gets them, as we know. But when you put fire to them, whoom,
Woof,
Boom.
they went up.
yeah. Well, that's the end of her. I was just like, well, good. I hope you made a lot of money on that, Bryce Dallas Howard, because
the
you had
big
nothing to
war
do.
Wasn't such a big deal. Jacob did get it pretty bad.
So they tell us. I think he's got some broken ribs or something.
Like half of his body, apparently, all the bones are crushed. Supposedly.
But once again, because it's
Um,
PG-13, you can only get a light sense of that. And you're like, oh, I guess he
Yeah,
got
and he's
really
like,
hurt.
ah!
Owie,
And they
owie,
take
owie.
it back.
Really screams. I
Yeah.
thought it was odd that he's attacked by just like a random vampire.
Yeah,
we've
'cause
never
they-
seen. He's
they-
just a member of the
The guy who gets
army she
him,
puts together.
Well, they did say don't let them get their arms around you. They said that early in the training sequences because they are so freakishly strong, they could crush you. And that's almost exactly what happens. Again, that is a setup and a payoff. But there you go.
It's something. But yeah, because that
Jacob was distracted by Bella petting him during the training montage.
I'm telling you.
I think he missed that.
If Bella had petted me, I would be a little distracted. Just saying.
Just so disturbing.
Her signals are very mixed.
Oh,
she's just very mixed.
It's super confusing.
Yep.
For Jacob.
Because yes, Dakota Fanning though does show up to torture and kill the little vampire girl.
Well, I think they do kill her quickly, but it is sad
but first she tortures information out of her because she's got that pain power.
You got the pain power.
But you've got the Cullens showing exactly how little power they have because they go, don't, she's with us now. She can be turned into a good, and they're like, no, these are vampire law, and boom, they kill her.
That's another one too where I'm like, have you not figured out that we're pretty hardliners when it comes to this stuff? You know, the Volturi.
They really don't bend at all.
No.
They don't go like, okay, in this instance,
it's
but
kind
if
of our
gets
thing.
Out of control, we're gonna kill her. No, they fucking kill her.
Oh no, you don't mess with the laws with those people.
You don't tug on Superman's cape.
And once again, but before they kill that little girl, and then before they leave, Dakota Fanning is like, and you better turn that other girl. So help me God, you said you would. And they're like, we will.
It's coming up. She's got to graduate.
Don't worry.
For some reason.
I don't understand. Yeah. No one understands this. And she's, apparently, if she stays with the Cullen, she's going to be graduating a hell of a lot more. Yeah, they're just going to keep doing that forever. Jesus. And so she's like, yeah, they promise. So anyway. But then Bella goes to Jacob's bedside where, yes, he's did they overdo it on the sweat on him? Maybe just a
lot
little bit.
Of sweat.
He's drenched. They hose down Lautner before each take here.
He's going through a lot. Yeah. And I do like the fact that
and he's very hot. We've established that.
Oh, he's very hot. But the bonding where it's like, all right, Dr. Cullen, now the werewolves are your friends.
Yeah.
I found that very moving.
Yeah. But he's in bed in pain, and he's just like, Bella, come closer. I need to tell you something very important. And it's like, what? I'm better than Edward. You should love him. I'm just like, oh, for fuck's sake. We're still doing this.
Exactly what he said.
It's crazy.
I'm better than him. Mm-hmm. I'm awesome. Look at these abs, he says.
Yeah. Check it out. Goes, they're shredded.
The wolves are shredded. You could pick any of them if you want.
He's like, you're going to get tired of that huge forehead. You're going to want someone who's squinty-eyed and has an unbelievable hot bod. She goes, yeah, no, I'm good.
Sorry, we didn't actually, we didn't talk about, and there's not much to say about her, but I'll just point her out. Another wasted actor in this movie, Julia Jones as the female werewolf.
I love her.
She's great, and she does nothing here.
Nope.
But she's
like very gung ho, like I'm the new member of the elders or
and
whatever.
She's into is she into somebody? Isn't that the whole thing where they talk about imprinting because she imprinted on someone? What is the deal with that?
She was in love, I think, with Sam, who has the girlfriend who he accidentally attacked.
That's the guy from Echo.
But he imprinted on that woman instead of her.
That's
so
the thing.
She got burned by that.
Though she loved him, he had already imprinted, and you just can't do anything about it. Yeah,
he imprinted on a different lady.
Yeah.
You know what I love? I love even more soap opera. Give me more.
Well, actually, I would rather watch all of that because all of those people are better actors.
Yep.
The guy who plays Sam is the guy from Echo, and Julie Jones is wonderful, and the other one of the other werewolves is the guy who plays Jim Chi on Dark Winds. So everybody, I just love that. Like everyone else, the one guy goes on to play Warpath. Like everybody in the Wolfpack is a better actor than the main werewolf we follow.
Yep,
that's great. Yes. That's wonderful. Anyway, though, so Bella and Edward, though, we come full circle once again. Great writing, Brendan. They come full circle. We're back in the field of flowers, and we're talking about the wedding. We're putting it. This is where he's talking about. You really want Alice to plan it? It's just like, it is like, dude, what's your problem with Alice? Everybody likes.
She goes, but here's the thing. Not only was the choice tough and all this, but we have yet to face the biggest challenge: telling my dad.
Yeah. Whoa.
And he goes, well, we better go do that.
Well, because
the music goes, and that's the end of the movie.
Well, because he's very old-fashioned, right? So he's got to go ask for her hand.
Yeah.
And if
even though she's already said yes, and it wouldn't matter anymore.
Yeah, I know. And this guy should say no.
Yeah.
What, you out of your fucking mind? Should be his answer.
No.
Yeah.
I knew someone who had that happen. I knew someone in high school who, out of high school, was like, I think I'm going to get engaged to this guy. And their parent was like, no, you're not going to do that.
That's good parenting.
Her mom was just like, absolutely not. You are not going to do that.
And the person stuck with it, said, okay.
Yeah, did not get married to that person.
Wow.
I know somebody.
Yeah, it was just like, that's a bad idea.
I know somebody who got, maybe not right out of high school, but pretty quickly, in their early 20s, got engaged, and the parents supported it, unfortunately, and it ended in a very messy divorce. There's the opposite way.
Adding to the stories that we are sharing, my date to my junior prom.
Oh, I think I've heard this.
Got back together with her previous boyfriend after because I'm apparently that kind of a date.
One day with Brendan, you'll go back to your ex.
She had to leave high school and get married at the age of, I think, 17 because she got pregnant, and the parents of both forced them to marry. The really amazing thing is they are still together.
Wow.
and they have many more kids. I know, that is crazy. And I was like, I can't believe you guys, that is not the ideal situation, but they made it work. God bless.
Well, those are three very different stories.
Very different stories.
Yeah.
Now, three very similar stories are the movies we have seen in the Twilight series so far.
Yeah.
Will something different happen in the next one?
Well, it's a little...
We'll see.
I don't think so, based on the fact that people think this is the one that goes big or whatever. So I think
it's gonna get like real weird.
Yeah, I think the weirdness goes up with the marriage, the changing, the birth, all that stuff. So
it's super strange.
Okay.
And creepy robot baby and stuff.
Yeah, I've heard plenty about creepy robot baby.
That's the thing. I do feel like people talk about these last two the most because of how weird they are.
Because it just goes back.
It gets really, really bizarre.
And I kind of remember that being known that was going to happen because of where the books go. People are like, oh, those last movies are going to be weird because they know
turned out to be
I just and we'll have once again a different director for those because that's one of the strangest things about this franchise to me.
They couldn't hang on to anybody.
No, I guess I said in this case they just wanted to keep going. So last two are directed by the same person because they of course were shot as one movie. I think it's Bill Condon, if I'm not mistaken, who's also a good director. So I believe it is. But also we're going to have, for those last two, when we get to them, we're going to have both Elliot and Olivia to finish up the franchise with us.
Boom goes the dynamite.
Yeah, but Kinsey, you got in for, what you said was, you called this early. You wanted to do this one.
Yeah, I did call it early. I was like, if we're going to do them, I'd like to do Eclipse.
Yeah.
Kinsey, I appreciate all you brought to the table, your knowledge, your experience. I will also say that I wish someone had said to me at the beginning, Brendan, just like an actual eclipse, do not look directly at this film. Sadly, no one told me that.
You have to get special glasses I didn't know that, and now my vision's totally screwed up because everywhere I look, I see Bella, and she smells like a dog. Anyway, so we managed to make it through. I really didn't like this one. Yeah, the one thing that there it is. There goes the fireworks on Brendan's screen. The one thing I will say that I'm happy about is that there's space between these.
Yes.
Right, is that we didn't have to do them all in a row.
Yes.
We get each one, and even we'll have a few movies between parts 1 and 2 of Breaking Dawn, even so.
All right.
Yeah.
Now this won't include Kinsey, unfortunately. But what is next week?
Well, next week is very interesting that we're doing a David Slade movie this week, because next week we are returning to the world of 30 Days of Night.
Oh,
For 30 Days of Night, you love those colons, Brendan.
I do, man.
Dark Days. This is
I've never seen it.
I've never seen it either. This is the straight-to-video sequel to 30 Days of Night.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. This is
quality.
Quality is what we're looking for. They are adapting the sequel to the comic, which was called Dark Days. And we do not get any of the actors back from the first movie, which is always a good sign.
That's always good.
Yeah. We get, instead of Melissa George, we get Kylie Sanchez is playing Stella.
Okay.
Who's been in stuff.
I don't know her by name.
She was in some episodes. She's a TV person.
Okay.
Episodes here and there of a lot of TV shows. No,
shame.
she's all right. She's currently on the aforementioned Criminal Minds right now.
And she's doing better than me.
So yeah, we'll see. Never seen it. Don't know any.
And if I have my way, you never will.
All I know is that the pull quote on the DVD cover says, "Dark Days makes Twilight look like nursery school." Well, yes.
One thing I do love is that the second Twilight became a thing, especially a film thing.
Yeah.
It became something you could easily mock when you did your hard-ass horror movie.
Take your sexy vampires, get them out of here. Right? Yeah.
These vampires don't sparkle.
Yeah. That was all. I remember so much horror stuff like that being the case, where you're like, oh boy. Anyway, Kinsey, thank you so much for coming on. And
thank you for having me. Happy to talk about Twilight.
Yeah.
Get it out of your system.
I think this is the only time I've ever been presented as someone who's an expert on Twilight, so...
It won't be the last time.
Now you will be sought out, and I'm sure that you'll get lots of emails.
Yeah.
I'm sure, yeah.
She's going to go around
through your DMs going, I need your help on your theory as to why this character did the blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I'm sure that will happen.
Yeah, you're going to be going around from podcast to podcast and YouTube shows going like, well,
what I hope is that this doesn't backfire and your appearance on this podcast doesn't lead to you being fired as a teacher. It's always these things like somebody's horrible tweet and then they go, well, they lost.
That's always the thing.
I could not be employed at schools
Campbell,
anymore.
we found out that you are an expert on Twilight.
I will say that I ran into that.
This is where we say goodbye to you.
Not to name drop here, but my friend Paul Tobin, great comic book writer, but does a lot of young adult stuff and all ages books, and so has said many times where it's like, when he comes on my podcast, because I do have to watch what I say because kids Google my name. So there are times when it's like, don't tell that story, or because like that's a big part of where he makes his money. So
luckily, no one gives a shit what I say because I just said the bad word right there.
Yeah, there it is. So yes, 30 Days a Night, Dark Days next week.
Okay,
who knows? But probably not good. But that is going to do it for this week's episode of Campbell and Jones Meet the Monsters. I'm John Campbell.
I'm Brendan Jones.
And remember, there are such things as monsters.
A total eclipse.